What's going on? Happy Monday. Hey, guys. Oh, hey, how we doing? Look at that. We have smiling faces in here. Everyone's smiling.
I was kind of just hitting a beat, but yeah.
Oh, well, hey, happy Monday. Hope you guys had a good weekend. I know a lot of people, if you're a Ravens fan, how you feeling? That's a rhetorical question. I said that last night on Instagram because we know how Ravens fans are feeling. Some people are so pissed off and frustrated. Others are emotionless because it felt like you're watching a team in a game of something that is not typical in Baltimore Ravens fashion. Obviously, we're going to talk about what happened yesterday. This is kind of always the overreaction on Mondays, but we're going to fully dive into that. And then the prop queen herself, who is a big Ravens fan, Ariel Epstein, is going to join us at 4:30 to have her opinions voiced. She was very vocal on social media, as were a lot of you. And then we're going to go around this weekend because as strange of an outcome as it was in Baltimore, it was not the strangest story of the weekend. That happened in Indianapolis on Saturday, and the Mark Sanchez saga has been all over the place. And then we have a couple of other stories that you guys should listen and hear about. It's kind of like, what the hell did really happen this weekend? We'll go around Maryland to hit all the spots, and then we'll get into a little bit of this postseason baseball action. And maybe my mom, Kelly, the meatloaf, she might make a trip down here at some point.
Did you just call your mom a meatloaf?
No, like Ma, the meatloaf.
I know, but there was no comma, so it was just Ma, the meatloaf.
Okay, Ma, comma,
Meatloaf.
the meatloaf. Is that better?
Yes.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, woo! All right. Are we ready to do this?
As ever.
Okay. Well, if you are new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We're live every Monday, Thursday, and Sunday morning. We were live before the Ravens-Texans game. And we appreciate all of our channel members, the Rips Good Kids and Better Kids. Thank you guys for the support. If you're looking to be a channel member, click that join button. And thank you to Merrick Clubs behind us. But, guys, this is the question now that we are facing. Ravens are 1-4. And I'm not going to play this card of, are the Ravens completely done? Is because I think that that's a understatement kind of to, what the season can be. There's 12 games left. And there's a lot of issues. But I think the bigger part was, did we just see one of the worst games in Ravens history?
Yes.
And we were going through this, Zach, before the show.
Yeah.
There are probably two games that come to my mind in the last 10 years. Okay, so let's go back down memory lane. 13 years, actually. In 2012, when the Ravens won the Super Bowl, Zach, right? The Ravens went to Houston.
Yeah, 43-13.
And lost 43-13. Super Bowl year.
Yeah.
That was disgusting. I remember watching that. It was like,
That was a game. That was a game without Ray Lewis, correct?
But Terrell Suggs came back, and everyone goes, "Hell, they're going to be back," and they got smacked out of Houston.
Yeah,
that was uncompetitive.
Yeah.
The only other one that comes to my mind, Ravens went over to London, played the Jaguars. You guys remember that game?
Yeah, that game did have Ray Lewis in it.
And well, that was
Blake Bortles. I think it was Blake Bortles' Jaguars team, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. What a time to be alive.
That was I'm going to put that one up there as just one of those games. Like, I literally just went blank in the face thinking back to it. I woke up at 9 a.m. to, because, when you play in London and overseas, you get up and, you got to get hyped for football. It's like a boom. This is why I can't do West Coast. I don't think I could do the whole 9 a.m., there's football, all of that. I got to get in the mode. So me getting up and being like, boom, football, let's go. Ravens taking on the Jags, get an early day dump. No. Then you just sat there and you're like, I don't want to watch football the rest of the day. That was that kind of, that Jags game.
Ugly.
Ugly.
And the reason why we're taking this out, we're not going to consider the Ravens losing to the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. That hurt, that stung. That was one of the most disappointing outcomes. But you're one win away from the Super Bowl, and you have a third down stop opportunity, and Kansas City converts to go on to the Super Bowl, right? So, the Billy Cundiff miss, as bad as that was, that was one of the most gut-wrenching
heartbreaking
moments.
Heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But one of the worst losses? No. This one in Baltimore for me is going to go down as one of the worst. And why? Guys, maybe there was a little bit of hope after that first drive for the Ravens. Like they go down the field, they get the field goal. But I can't remember a game where it felt like it was over in the second quarter, that there was zero competitiveness in the second half.
Yeah.
There was no fight. There was blood in the water early, and Houston dominated. And I think maybe the crazier part is Houston coming into this game was averaging 15, 16 points a game, and they dropped a 44 spot in Baltimore.
Yeah.
If you want your offense to get right, you just got to wait to play the Baltimore Ravens in 2025, which is that statement alone, one, is true, and two, is something that you never thought we'd ever say as a Ravens fan. Yeah, we've put up with, let's call it what it is, some atrocious offenses. Like we, over the course of Ravens history, we've seen some bad offenses.
Kyle Bowler.
Yeah, but you never questioned that at their worst, the defense was going to be top 15.
Yeah.
You know, that was never a question. The get right game. I did yesterday. Yesterday, I did something I have not done in a very, very, very long time on a football Sunday. I touched grass. Do you understand how, like, I didn't even care about my other 1:00 bets. Yeah. Like, I was just like, I do not want to watch any football. I was sitting there. It was like one of those things where I was sitting there. I made the thumbnail for the post-game reaction at half. Like, I was like, disappointing, disgusting. Like, it was one of those games where it completely took the joy of Baltimore Ravens football away from me.
Yeah.
There was I have never seen that team. I didn't recognize that team out there. At worst, this team, when playing poorly, competes. They fight. They are scrappy. How many games, even over the Lamar Jackson era, when Lamar's been out with Tyler Huntley, hell, they went with Tyler Huntley in a game that they should not have been in the playoffs, in the jungle, in Cincinnati. And if Tyler Huntley doesn't try to the jump quarterback sneak from the 3-yard line, I still think
on
about
on a tush push.
Yeah, we're jumped from the 3-yard line, but that's a whole nother. They were still in that. Yeah. Like they have been outnumbered, they have been buried, they have been hurt, and have fought. Yesterday, they gave up a touchdown the first drive. They went down, settled for a field goal. They gave up a touchdown, turned it over, and you were like, "Damn, that's the ball game."
Here's the crazy thing. The Houston Texans' first punt of the game, actually first drive that didn't result in any points for Houston, came with, when they punted, it's not funny, they punted with 7:38 left in the fourth quarter. At this point, they are already up 44-10.
You want to know what's even more disgusting than that? That's progress, because the first time the Chiefs didn't score and had to punt was with 2 minutes left in the game last week. So if anything, well, I guess we could see that as a positive. We at least maybe next week we get a punt with the Rams. I don't know if they'll punt. Maybe against the Rams we get a punt with like 12 minutes left.
Eight straight possessions for the Houston Texans led to scores. They scored double digits in each quarter except the first. 17, 10, and then 10 in the fourth quarter when they were taking their starters out and the foot off the gas. I think of all these, and I said this last night on Instagram, I've been in situations on teams playing professionally. So for guys that don't know, they're tuning into the show. I played baseball. I got to the AAA ranks with the Orioles, and we played for the Tides. Go Tides. But in 2021, my last year, I wasn't playing well. The team wasn't playing well. And the big league team in Baltimore was ass.
Yeah.
The worst team in baseball, actually. And I remember just the word that I described it, everyone was just in a funk. Now, did we have guys that played really well? Kyle Stowers was one of those guys that was playing pretty well. Adley Rutschman got called up, and he was playing pretty well. But overall, as a whole, we found day after day different ways to lose. And when I watched this Ravens team, they found the most unconventional way to lose the first one, blowing a 15-point lead with 4 minutes to go in the game. Bounces didn't go their way, but, they made some mistakes. Then that Lions game, you had some opportunities, didn't close it out, but close game. Then Kansas City. Then that's one way where you go, dang, you just got outplayed. And then this one wasn't even outplayed. Just one team showed up, and the other team, the game was over before it started. And I heard a lot of people say that was the worst sporting event that they had seen in person.
Yeah.
No one feared coming to play the Ravens in Baltimore. The Texans hadn't won in Baltimore until yesterday. They were 0-8. So I want people to understand that it's not for a lack of the players that they don't care. They care. The coaches care. But the result of what happened yesterday is what's unacceptable. Losing at home by 34 is unacceptable. Not having any fight. And everyone in the building and their mother knows that this game was cooked.
Here's what I'll disagree. I'll disagree with you on one point, and it's the level of care. And nobody's refuted this yet, but Rashad Bateman backing off on that one play that caused an interception. Nobody's refuted it. So as long as nobody's coming out and saying, "Oh no, I didn't pull up on that," or "No, this was the situation. He got sun in his eyes," or whatever bullshit excuse you want to use, to me that's lack of caring. Plain and simple. I'm not saying that they don't care about the game of football. I'm not saying they care about their team. I'm just saying that yesterday there was a serious lack of caring, and it probably came from more than just one player.
It looked like a team that when you've heard the phrase like you're dazed, but that was even more than dazed. It was shell shocked and then just heartbroken is not even the right term. They just broken was more of
right. Yeah,
just take out heart.
Yeah,
broken.
Yeah,
and then anger and frustration took over from pride and competitiveness. Like, that's what it looked like. Houston took it personally.
Yeah, I just wanted to shout out our one donation before we get to our guest. Guy wants to bring John Gruden, another John to Baltimore.
Hey, we appreciate the donation. I will say this: I don't think the NFL is trying their best to keep John out, and John is ready to go scorched earth on the NFL when the time
which
comes.
Apparently is coming according to the courts.
Apparently, the courts are saying it's happening.
It's happening.
It's happening soon.
Just talk about a vibe change in Baltimore, going from John Harbaugh, who's very, we're going to see how things work out and everything, to you'd have Gruden walking in there like, I cut half the team. We're done. We're done with everyone. Okay. Kickers? No, not on this team. We cut the punter. We're not dealing with that. Like that, it would be the biggest vibe shift in energy.
In team history. It
need some Gruden grinders on this team is what we need.
Knock if you're with me, if we bring it on back. Well, our next guest coming on here, she might go scorched earth. I mean, she has over the last few weeks. But
she did yesterday.
And then also, I think she's had moments of you just can't hurt me. It was a double whammy for her because she had to watch the Yankees play.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can say your team's in the playoffs. In Baltimore, that's not happening here, but she's the prop queen herself. She's staying busy, staying active, and is having a down Monday, just like a lot of Baltimore Ravens fans. Ariel Epstein, let's bring her on. Hey, Brent.
I think I'm going to pick up painting.
Yeah. Hey, so we were texting before this, Brad and Zach, and, I think the text back I had to you, Ariel, was just today happened. First remarks, and then I got a couple things I want you to react to, but how are we at 4:33 on Monday afternoon?
We were at the point, my parents drove my dog and I back to Manhattan because I was home for the weekend to see my brother who came home from college. My mom looked at me and goes, "Would you like a roadie?" I said yes. So my mom and I took roadies in the car to drive me back to Manhattan because it was that bad. The worst was I've never seen a Ravens defense so lifeless. Mm-hmm. The offense we were used to for so many years since the since the team's inception in the late 90s, we knew defense was what this team prided themselves on. Remember, the Ravens went to the Super Bowl the year that Ray Lewis missed pretty much the entire regular season. Everyone else rallied behind to at least get the team into the playoffs. Of course, then Ray came in and the swan song was the Super Bowl. This Ravens team without Roquan Smith, even with Roquan, didn't look great. Without him, and of course there were a ton of defensive pieces missing, this is the most depth that the Ravens have had in a very long time. I don't want to hear the injuries are the excuse. The 49ers and the Vikings all won this week without their quarterbacks. The 49ers, you could argue, were missing more important players than we were, with their two top receivers out, their quarterback out, Bosa out. I mean, those are all Pro Bowlers also, or at least the receivers are, very important. That's like us being down Zay and I don't know, I guess D-Hop at this point.
I don't even know at this point. But there's a clip I want you to react to in a second. Zach was putting his hands up when you talked about recognizing defense. It was a praise.
You're right. I said it right before you got on. I'm accustomed. If we have bad offense in Baltimore, that happens. We've seen that happen. Never in my life have I seen a defense in Baltimore look the way it has, and especially yesterday. It was horrible.
Ariel, worst loss that you can remember. Don't count like the heartbreaking Billy Cundiff, Ravens losing the AFC Championship game, or any of like the playoffs defeats.
You're talking embarrassing.
Like embarrassing. Yeah. So the two that I came up with in the last 13 years or so was when the Ravens went to Houston and got smacked the Super Bowl year. That was 44-13, uncompetitive from the jump. And then the London game against Jacksonville. I was trying to put together was like yesterday was up there. I'm just trying to put together how many times there's been a game like that, and I still can't remember too many.
Because this wasn't, and I'd have to really think about it, but this wasn't the game that stands out to me the most that embarrassed me was the Miami game, but that was the Ravens actually showed up and took the lead. Then the defense blew that lead as well. So you're putting the Ravens losses into multiple categories, which is pathetic. You've got the Harbaugh losses. You've got which are the come from behind losses by double digits. You've got the absolute embarrassment losses, and you've got the heartbreakers that come down to the final possession, which probably were also leads as well for the most part. I can't even say that it's just this loss this year that embarrassed me. It's the all-encompassing of the Bills, Chiefs, Lions, now this to the Texans. It's pathetic that a team came out and said to their fans, you guys are so privileged, to then lay an egg for 3 straight weeks. Sure, I'll give you that the Bills game, you were in it. It was a great game. Came down to the wire. You blew the lead. Whatever. You beat the Browns. Great. You get destroyed by the Lions. You get destroyed by the Chiefs. And now you get destroyed by the Texans. Like that is 3. I've never seen the Ravens go on a streak with a team this good of 3 straight embarrassing losses. It's not just one. You could take one embarrassing loss a year, guys.
Yeah, Ariel, I actually was just looking here too, and I went back and kind of did some math. The Ravens obviously are one of the best teams in 2000 as far as points allowed, and now through 5 weeks they're the worst team in history as far as points allowed. It's just kind of like a crazy stat to hold as far as history is concerned. Literally the worst team in history.
Well, and how do you get off to back-to-back years of bad starts defensively? You have a new defense, and we're talking McDonald's defense 2 years ago wasn't even as deep as this defense is right now.
Right.
How do you, Zachary Orr, who studied under McDonald, who then takes over the defense last year? We had some growing pains. Second half was one of the best defenses in the NFL. What happened? What happened? That's what I don't understand.
Dean Pease is in here. That's
yeah. Well, there's a
Apparently
lot.
They're talking to him now.
Yeah. Well, I think the shell shocked, I think the psychological part in game one was a pretty jarring thing that no one wants to talk about as a player and be like, yeah, we're to get by it. They didn't get by that. That's still lingering until this day that you blew another fourth quarter lead. And then then you got out physicaled for the first time by the Lions where they just punched you in the mouth. And then it was, well, okay, the Ravens actually, they're not as good as, people think that they are. And then they were exposed by the Chiefs and exposed by the Texans. Fair to say, though, I think that this team has more flaws this year than it did last year of problems. And the reason why I say it this way, because I think you'd be the perfect person to react to this video. Zach, do you have that one from John Harbaugh just at his press conference?
Yeah.
Do you have that? So, Ariel, I want you to listen to John Harbaugh's words. The question was about problems for this team, and he argues there's less for this team than there was on last year's roster. So let's play that clip, Zach.
Confident. A little bit because of that, and also because I feel like we're in a better place than we were last year. You know, last year there were some real challenges, you know, and we were able to get those things turned around and fixed. And I talk about the defensive staff and Zach, you know, that was impressive. And I feel like these things that you're seeing right now are more fixable even. So after, you know, watching it, like, it's still frustrating. And, you know, you put 5 or 6, you know, rookies out there and at one time, and this happens or that happens. But a lot of times, like, that happens in defensive football. A lot of times plays get made to overcome that, and it doesn't really affect you. So it's not, nothing's really perfect, but we've been forced to be a little bit perfect.
Oh my God. He's blaming the injuries. That's exactly what John Harbaugh's doing, is blaming the injuries. You don't see the Vikings and the 49ers blaming the injuries. You can't blame these injuries. He's saying it's fixable. The problems were before the injuries. The defense still allowed for the Bills to come back down 20 in the first game. The defense still allowed for the Lions to punch them in the mouth. Before everyone got hurt midway through the Chiefs game, the defense still allowed the Chiefs to run all over them. And the Chiefs suck running the football. So please explain to me what the fixable problem is. Injuries? No.
Well, Houston hadn't scored more than 26 points before yesterday.
And it was against the winless Titans that should still be winless, but we're going to save that for what the hell happened this week. And now you know, what the hell, what WTF, whatever. That was a wild situation. But Tennessee is not a good football team. And that was Houston's only win prior to yesterday.
What also surprised me about the press conference, which, I mean, we all follow everybody on X, and Ravens X is hilarious because everyone predicts exactly what John Harbaugh is going to say. I know there was a Simpsons meme that was like, say it, John, and it was like, oh, we'll get better next week. Okay, John, we're not better next week. And he said also about Zachary Orr, I never like to call for people's jobs, ever. I don't think it's a nice thing to do. I hate when the media does it. Right. But you've got to call a spade a spade. This defense has looked terrible. It is the worst I've seen a Ravens defense look probably in my entire lifetime. Zachary Orr started the year off badly, and he fixed it in the second half. What happened? Where's Chuck Pagano in all of this? Wasn't Chuck Pagano coming in to help the Ravens defense? Where is he? So I'm just confused as to what John Harbaugh thinks the problem is, because if you watch film pre-injuries, there was still a problem.
Yeah. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your week, Ariel. I hope that this
I'm going to the Yankees game tomorrow like an idiot.
Hey, you know what? If Cam Schlittler can get on the bump and do his thing, I'll tell you what. Talk about a guy that is not playing like a rookie. That's what the Ravens kind of need. They need some guys to embrace the moment. But yeah, I don't feel very optimistic about your Yankees.
You know what the worst part is? I said when I really wasn't confident about this Yankees team, and they obviously proved it like throughout this entire wild card and divisional round that there's no reason to be confident in them. But I was like, at least I have the Ravens. Like, at least I'll have the Ravens, because I should be confident about the Ravens, who looked like they should have gotten better. Nope. I actually think I had the worst weekend in my sports life yesterday.
I would say it will only go up from here the rest of the way, but we might have another rough weekend. Maybe
the Ravens are favored still to win the division.
I know.
Which is wild.
Well, because the second, not second half of the season, but after the bye in every game, if you look at, if Lamar plays, if Lamar is healthy, the Ravens will be favored in every game unless they go to Green Bay, in my opinion, which they still might be favored when they go to Green Bay. Like, that's the crazy thing of this.
I'll tell you before I go, the quote from my good friend John Murray, who runs the Superbook out in the Westgate in Las Vegas. I said, why are my Ravens favored? And yes, I said my. He said, I think it's a combination of they've already played the hardest games and the rest of the division sucks with Joe Burrow out. He doesn't believe in the Pittsburgh Steelers. that's why they're favored to win the division.
I mean,
Ooh.
it makes sense.
But the Ravens now have to start stacking wins. They got to start stacking wins to make things happen. And we'll see what happens. Well, you said you're going to the Yankees game tomorrow. Best of luck to your squad. And does that mean it's changing the hours for your show times, or you want to
5 to 6 p.m. today, 5 to 6 p.m. the rest of the week, but tomorrow I'm going to take the day off so that I could pregame and not feel anything during the game. I feel like that's the best approach these days with my teams.
I not that I want this to happen when you come on and to have this emotion, but I do really enjoy Ariel Mondays. Like this was very therapeutic in a lot of ways. But
I'm really glad you only have me on after losses. It's great.
Well, you want to come back on after
Listen,
wins
there's
and
only
talk
been
about-
so many wins we've had to deal with.
I was gonna say we weren't really picking from a lot of dubs.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus. You know what? You're the
80%
spoiled
chance.
one here, okay?
Yeah.
I'm just going to take it right out of Kyle Hamilton.
You're right.
Spoiled.
You're right. I am spoiled beyond. You know what? Because I'm so spoiled, I hope my teams just stink. That's great. Don't care, guys. Don't worry about it. I'm spoiled. You don't have to play hard. It's okay.
We're having fun. See, isn't this great? We're laughing because
What else are we going to do?
yeah, you know what?
They say that you laugh when you're in pain.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, we've been laughing a lot this Monday afternoon. But Ariel, appreciate you. I'll let you get ready for your show from 5 to 6 right on X and YouTube, correct?
Correct. At Prop Queen Sports.
Perfect. All right. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. I'll bother you about something soon. All right.
Yeah, have a roadie.
Thanks, guys.
It's see ya. Ariel
Yeah.
Epstein, everybody. Yeah, no, we laugh not to cry.
Yeah.
I love how blunt she is with all of it. And I do hope for her well-being tomorrow against the Yankees. Even though a lot of people in our community are not Yankees fans, being a Yankees fan and a Ravens fan right now, you didn't think it would be that rough of a go, but it's kind of a rough go when the Blue Jays just smacked the
Smoked 'em.
Yanks. Oh my goodness. And then the Ravens just I digress. But if you are new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We're live every Monday, Thursday, and Sunday right here on YouTube, X, and Facebook. Hey, maybe to help us laugh, to hide the pain. I think I actually just got a text from her. Let me see. And if you have Omarion Hampton on your team, he's on the IR. So my mom actually, she's just going to make a pit stop. Pit stop. I think she understands when, mothers, I guess, have that sense too. When like, hey, are you guys having a bad day? They always try to come to the rescue. I think people will find out my mother and I, we have a very great relationship. I don't know if it's going to be a coming to the rescue type of day, but I am excited. She's been waiting to make her debut. I have seen in the comments here, a lot about the well-being for Ariel's health, and she's laughing. She's having a good time. Laugh it up. Laugh to prevent crying.
Yeah. By the way, welcome back to some of our new members.
Welcome back.
Stack House, Laura, Sam. Appreciate you guys coming back. Also, there was a donation. I think Jesse Minter, Ravens head coach.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's the guy. If they leave Harbaugh, I think they missed on McDonald, so they're gonna try to go with the Temu version of him.
So by the way, with Mike McDonald, I will say, and I love Mike McDonald, the Seahawks are unbelievable on the road. They can't win home games.
No.
Like they can't. Like the 12s, I don't know what's happening here this year or the last couple of years. And I love Mike McDonald. And actually, we might be having Mike McDonald in the future here. That is the goal here at the Ryan Ripken Show. But to close out our Ravens conversations, because then we got to go around some of the other moments from this weekend that were very I don't even know how to fully describe them. There's a couple that I can describe, but there's one incident that happened this weekend that I actually don't know what the hell to say. It is that wild. But for the Ravens, the last thing we want to close on is a lot of people have been calling for John Harbaugh's job, have been calling for Zachary Orr to be removed from his duties as Ravens defensive coordinator.
Fired.
But I think there's one person still out there that is still in the defense of the Ravens and this organization, the coaching staff, specifically John Harbaugh, and kind of saying, hey, pump the brakes. And I think this is good context, but it's probably not going to go over well with a lot of angry Ravens fans. So Marcus Spears, Brad,
Yes.
on ESPN, former NFL player, had a 1 year, I believe, in Baltimore as well.
Yep.
But do I have the tweet in here? I do. Brad, can you pull that up? Marcus Spears tweeted this out during the game. I found it right here. Whammy.
Oh, yeah.
And he was going back and forth with some fans on X. And for those that are listening on Spotify and Apple, the tweet says, I got you, no doubt. They were flawed, meaning the Ravens. But y'all act like this man talking about John Harbaugh loses a lot. If y'all do let him go, I hope the next one comes in and wins the championship that year because that's all that's left. Y'all competing for championships every year for real. Y'all got rich folks problems. So Marcus has been in defense of John Harbaugh and the coaching staff for a long period of time. I would like to say myself, I feel the same way about how John Harbaugh has gone about and given the Ravens an opportunity. And everyone wants to say Lamar saved his job, which back in 2018, yeah, like Lamar and them going on the run, that was a big reason probably why John Harbaugh was staying in Baltimore, because there was reports that was going to be it. And then it wasn't. Then the Ravens have been one of the best teams still over the last 7 years.
Yeah.
And Brad, we discussed this a little bit on the phone this morning or this afternoon. You know, there is truth to what Marcus is saying, that if you are a Ravens fan, you're so mad right now because it's so unrecognizable. What's been so unrecognizable, the Ravens, this is their worst start in franchise history.
Well, yes. Tied for the worst.
Tied for the worst. And meaning the Ravens have been around for 30 years. They had the highest winning percentage in NFL history.
Yeah.
They've been competing, whether they've won it or not, obviously, but they have been competing each and every year. And I think that was the part that Marcus was saying more of. And, you know, I agree. I don't think any move right now of taking John Harbaugh out of Baltimore, nor should you. He deserves more respect with that. But do the Ravens have to change something?
Yeah.
They have to.
Yeah.
Like, something's got to give. And I feel bad for Zach Orr, because I do think long-term Zach Orr can have the makings of a really good coach. But for what's happened,
Yeah, look,
there's a lot of problems.
John Harbaugh is 173 to 108 losses. I just don't know who you replace him with. I just don't know. Even if, let's just say the Ravens don't make the playoffs this season. If John does get let go, I just don't know who comes in his place, as Marcus Spears pointed out, to come in and actually win them a championship the next season.
First-year head coach.
First-year head coach.
If
Right.
you do that.
Yeah, like I don't understand how you can replace John, especially with all the knowledge, all the records, and everything else that he's done up to this point. To me, this isn't a similar situation that happened in New England. This is just, you had a regime change on the defensive side of the ball. That's the change that needs to be made first and foremost. I'm not even upset about what's going on with the offense, because there has been a lot of injuries, and now you don't have Ronnie Stanley back there, so the run game has been a little bit off. The biggest issue with the team right now is defense, period.
Yeah.
Period. If you fix the defense and the offense isn't absolutely perfect, you can live with that. I don't think that, and I don't think that's a John Harbaugh issue. I think John Harbaugh needs to take care of business in-house, and that means, doing something about the defensive coordinator. And I said this last week, that Zach Orr is just not that guy right now. He might be later on. Right now, he's not with this squad. It isn't going to happen. And so, but I still stand by the fact that John Harbaugh should be the head coach. I don't think he deserves to lose his job, whether or not the team misses the playoffs this season, because of how much winning he's done.
It's a lot of winning. And I know a lot of people could say, well, Lamar is the reason why John's keeping his job. But here's
what are you going to say?
But to your point, though, to saying about the winning part, and everyone still wants to jump to the 49ers, which they did just beat the Rams with Mac Jones down a ton of guys. I do want to point out, through all this, the 49ers were really banged up last year, and they just missed the playoffs, period. And Lamar, when great players create and can mask a lot of deficiencies with teams. They always can. I mean, heck, do the Patriots have the run that they have? If Belichick is a very good coach, but you also have seen Belichick not have success before Tom Brady, but Tom Brady is considered the greatest quarterback of all time. So the combination of a very good coach with a very clutch player that's going to help you win, those things do matter. And the Ravens, you mentioned the Tyler Huntley push jump, whatever
that was.
Insanity.
If that doesn't happen, the Ravens with a backup quarterback more than likely go into Cincinnati and beat one of the best offenses in the league and Joe Burrow right then and there.
Yes.
Like they had a chance. Last year in the playoffs, the Ravens in Buffalo, you turned the ball over. You had a chance. AFC Championship game, you can say it's the gameplay. Ravens also turned the ball over. You had chances, but compared to other teams, these are the Super Bowl winning teams over the last few years. Kansas City, which no one has dethroned them. That's not just even a John Harbaugh problem. The Bills are great. They haven't dethroned them.
Right.
In the AFC. Philadelphia Eagles. They look like a pretty damn good organization and pretty damn good team. Nick Sirianni gets a lot of shit. He's a great head coach. You can say what you want. They have turnover all the time. Great roster, great team.
Yeah.
So the outliers since the Ravens have won the Super Bowl, like this is it. The Broncos won it 1 year on defense. The Rams won it on Matthew Stafford and kind of a little bit. They made some plays. Aaron Donald's a beast. The Chiefs have won multiple. The Eagles have won multiple Super Bowls.
That's basically been it since 2018.
So who am I missing here? Tom Brady and the Bucks.
Yeah.
And the Patriots. So Tom Brady twice.
Yeah.
Since the Ravens last won a Super Bowl, the Seahawks 1 year.
Right.
So we're talking about a handful of teams. I think that's to your point and to Marcus Spears' point that it is very hard to win in the NFL. And I think people want John Harbaugh to be, if you're an excellent head coach, well, we should have won already. But Zach, on the other side of it, why people are frustrated is with the team that the Ravens have had, that they haven't gotten back to the Super Bowl. And I think people can argue since Lamar took over, these Ravens teams, there's probably 2 or 3 that were better than the Ravens teams that
without a doubt
that went on their runs.
I mean, 2023 was the year. That was the year that the Ravens should have won the Super Bowl. Everything went well. Obviously, Mike McDonald as your defensive coordinator, the offense was humming, the defense won the Triple Crown. You fumble the ball at the goal line against the Chiefs, and that does it. But at the same time, like, I understand why people say the quote unquote Lamar saved Harbaugh, because after the Super Bowl from 2013 to 2017, the Ravens missed the playoffs 4 out of 5 years. They were very much on that pace to finish back end of the AFC North before Lamar took over, won 6 of 7 games and got them into that playoff. I think the biggest thing is it's whether or not he is quote unquote lost the locker room and whether the message is still the same. I think John Harbaugh is an excellent coach. I think he's one of the best, top 5 easily in the NFL. If he gets fired, if they move on from him, he'll be coaching next year for some team. But at the same time, I do understand why, when you look at it and you say, okay, the Ravens have had 3 playoff wins since 2014. There needs to be at some point a standard of, hey, some things just aren't working. And I think right now the biggest thing is someone out there, is there a new voice? I think the obvious one was, and I think one day they may even admit it themselves, was Mike McDonald was moving Harbaugh to an executive role and having Mike Mack step up. Was that probably the move? Yeah, it probably was in hindsight, but you stick with John Harbaugh, who's a proven winner. This season obviously is not going well, but I think unless there is a drastic change, if this feeling around the Baltimore Ravens stays, meaning they're not competing, it's uncompetitive. We keep talking about, they're playing all these, really good teams. So right now you have that excuse, but let's say they come out and lay a goose egg with Lamar against the Bears against the struggling Dolphins, who at that point may have fired their head coach. Like if you start continuing to be people's tune-up games, I think, and I said this on Kevin and Zach React, I've said this here, I've said this any time I've been asked over the past few days, week at this point. I think Zach Orr's fired after this Sunday. I think this is unfortunately for him, it's a timing thing. He would have been fired this week or last week, but with the bye coming up after next week, I think they're going to give, whether it's Chuck Pagano, whether it's whoever it is calling plays, I think they're going to give them the bye week to kind of get ready, put some stuff in, change a thing here or there. So I think Zach Orr is the first one gone, and I think then you go from there. If nothing changes past then, if the team is still uncompetitive, if you feel like there's just even more disconnect between the players and coaches, if there's stuff like that, I think it's time where it's not even a, hey, John, we think you're, not a good coach or something like that. It's the messaging. It's sometimes you look at Andy Reid, left Philly, and it worked out for both of them because his time in Philly had just kind of come to an end. Bill Belichick's a different situation because that's been just weird as hell ever since he left New England. But I think sometimes you have to understand and get to the point where it's like, yeah, John Harbaugh is a great coach, but if this team is losing kind of the connection between coaching staff and players, and there's just something that needs to change there, that's going to be where I think John Harbaugh, they move on from him because especially if they miss the playoffs, something's got to change culture-wise.
I don't know. I mean, like for me, I look back at the year that the Ravens won the Super Bowl with John Harbaugh. He let go Marty Morningwig. Was it Marty Morningwig? No. Cam
Cameron, and then they brought in
that season.
And then it was Cam Cameron and Jim Caldwell took over.
Right.
Yeah.
So my thing is that this isn't unprecedented where the Ravens are right now, and in the John Harbaugh era. I think that you take, for example, we talked to Ed Reed about this off camera during the Super Bowl about how they felt about John Harbaugh when he first came into the locker room and how he switched things up and how players felt about him then, but they somehow were still able to find ways to win. So I understand what Zach's saying. I just don't know if the leadership in the organization of the Ravens actually believe that. But I do think that there is some things that need to be changed, and it starts at that defensive coordinator.
Oh, it's going to start with Zach Orr. It's whether or not afterwards. That's why if they fire Zach Orr and things turn around, I think it saves Harbaugh. But if you fire Zach Orr and nothing changes yet, I think then, and I've said this before, Ravens will never make a head coaching change in the middle of the season. That's not how they roll. That's not anything that they've ever done.
Most teams don't.
Yeah, but I could see especially if they miss the playoffs, I would put it at 90% chance we see someone else there.
I still believe in Harbaugh as a head coach, and I still am probably in the minority of people that still feel that way. But even if it is the end of the road, hypothetically it doesn't go well, nothing will go from this season or during the season. Everything would be afterwards. And the bigger part here is, and this is the reality with sports, there are 12 games left. And at 1-5, if the Ravens were to lose to the Rams, which right now, if it's the same as last week, then there's going to be no shot because the Rams, arguably, they're a Super Bowl contender in the NFC. And actually, I was looking at most playoff wins since 2014. And the Rams are on that list with 8. That's tied for 4th best since 2014. Sean McVay is an excellent coach.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford, arm talent. He is a Hall of Fame quarterback. Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams. That offense is really good. Really, really good. It's going to be a challenge for the Ravens. But if you get who you need to get healthy after the bye, could the Ravens go on a run? And would it take a lot? Realistically, they would have to go 9. In my opinion, if they want to get to 10 wins and they're 1-5, that means they got to go 9-2 after their bye. Could they do that? Absolutely. But is there a small margin for error because you're going to have some games like last night, even with the Bills and Patriots? Credit to the Pats. Bills had some ugly turnovers. Ugly turnovers. You can't afford a game like that in the second half of the season for Baltimore.
Ugly turnovers and a shit ton of penalties.
Oh my goodness, that was woof from the start. No one likes making it a ref fest, and it was a little bit of a ref fest yesterday. But for the Baltimore Ravens to put a bow on this conversation, it's a proud organization, it's a proud fan base, and we have been exposed to really nothing but greatness and winning.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the down years for the Baltimore Ravens have consisted of Lamar Jackson got hurt and the Ravens then missed the playoffs. That's recency bias. Or the down years the Ravens had after they won their second Super Bowl. And then before that, you're going to have to go back to 2007 when the Ravens were unbelievable in 2006. And then Billick gets fired after the 07 season, and then you insert Harbaugh. So, like, we're talking about only a handful of years over the last 3 decades.
Right.
And a lot of teams can't say that. There's only a few teams I think can put themselves in that category. The Ravens, the Packers, and then with the Patriots run with Tom Brady and Belichick, like those are the 3 teams for that long they were that good.
Yeah.
And so that's something to put in context for. But if you are new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We're live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right here. Or not Tuesday, Wednesday. We're not. I lied.
We're
I lied.
not
I got
live Tuesday.
distracted.
Don't
Jesus.
tune in on Tuesday.
Well, you might. Or you can
tune
watch
into
the
like
other
a
stuff,
pre-recorded thing on Tuesday. That would be cool. But
Yeah.
like,
If there's breaking news.
Yeah,
might
you
be
know.
doing something. Hey.
I hate how long it just shows you the mindset. I mean, you were like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I physically was like, oh, I forgot we were still Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I was like, we're not Tuesday,
No,
Wednesday,
we're not.
Thursday.
Just put your hands up and shout.
Or jump. If
Or
you're Kevin.
jump if you're Kevin. We want to get a couple things from this weekend. Then we'll go into around Maryland. But the couple moments that we just hadn't talked about yet.
Yeah.
I mean, the Ravens was woof. Like, this other one is like, what the hell actually happened?
Yes.
And that happened in Indianapolis, where
The Colts are playing some great ball.
Yeah.
Colts are playing some great ball.
Woo!
Good on Indy, baby.
Clearly, that's going to be the biggest story to come out of
Has to
Indy. It
be.
has to be, right? The biggest story to come out of Indianapolis.
Not so fast. Not so fast, as Lee Corso would say. Before the Colts-Raiders game, that's why this situation occurred, because a person that was supposed to be calling that game for Fox, Mark Sanchez, former Jets quarterback and USC Trojan, he was involved in an altercation, and there was a report that got released then late that Mark Sanchez was stabbed. And the initial reaction when you hear someone was stabbed, it's like, holy crap, is he okay? And the reports came back that Mark Sanchez was in stable condition. But the problem was, if you saw the police report, it was saying that Mark Sanchez wasn't the victim. And so then for us to do this justice, I think Bomani Jones started. Do we want to play the Bomani or the Dan Lebitard clip first?
Whatever you want to do.
Let's start with the Dan Lebitard clip first, because this explains like the eeriness of like you don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Well, let's play that clip because this story took a turn that people were not expecting.
Details that are still coming out. Again, this is all alleged, but there was an altercation that happened in a loading dock. Mark Sanchez allegedly took exception to how this delivery driver was parking, invoked the manager wouldn't want you to be there, attacked the 69-year-old, which, by the way, there are some photos that have surfaced online of the condition that victim is in. And
we don't want to watch any of those,
it
right?
is-
We
it
don't
is
want to.
hard.
The picture is brutal.
It is
when you
hard
see
to
it.
look at. The man apparently defended himself, attempted to pepper spray Mark Sanchez, which, according to what's out there, for the moment stopped him. But then Mark Sanchez went again to attack the man, who then defended himself. And thankfully, I did a cursory search before, and I found it very odd that Mark Sanchez wasn't the listed victim on this, which gave people pause, and I'm sure some people in the media regret not displaying initially, because the takes were flying, Dan.
Mark Sanchez. Well, we do this one all the time, though. Just make all of these people who are many different things, we turn them into one thing that we know and put them in the easy compartment. I'm assuming that in his broadcast career, people feel like they know Mark Sanchez. They saw his career at USC. They saw him be great for the Jets and as a broadcaster. He's got it all together, and I have no idea what happened in an alley at 3:30 in the morning in Indianapolis that involved pepper spray. And I assume that if there was a stabbing, I assume like a box cutter. My mind can go in all places of imagination, but Mark Sanchez is in stable condition at the hospital because he too was harmed by whatever it is that happened in this alley.
So right there, confusion.
Yeah.
But what was true is a lot of people were going out there and putting opinions out of like, hey, thoughts and prayers. This is a terrible act. There was a lot of.
I literally saw. I put it in our chat that Dan Orlovsky talked about, like, he's such a really great guy. Hate to see this happen to him. And then, like, right above it, it was, oh, Mark Sanchez actually is the assailant in this situation,
and he's going to be arrested. To explain that turn of events, Bomani Jones, I think, does a great job of this because he gets to the point, but also kind of explains like how crazy this unfolded here and how the legal action, it's far from over here involving the former quarterback.
Sanchez had been stabbed and arrested, which is a really unfortunate combination of things to be. It's a delivery driver. He's 69 years old, and he picks up used cooking oil from places. So he had gone to pick up the used cooking oil from the Marriott in Indianapolis. And Mark Sanchez ran up on him for reasons that we don't know. And the way that man talked about Mark Sanchez coming out of him, it sounded like the police report from an officer-involved shooting. He was like, hey, man, I don't know what was going on with him and the way that he was looking at me, but I realized that it was a life or death situation with Mark Sanchez. So at some point, he sprays Mark Sanchez in the eyes with pepper spray. And then Mark Sanchez wiped it off and kept charging that Buddy. He gets Buddy on the ground. He starts roughing him up. And then my man said he had to stab Mark Sanchez a couple times while he was on the ground. And then he had to stab him again after he got him off him. There are pictures that you can find of this 69-year-old man. And all I can say is I find it highly unlikely that Mark Sanchez will still be charged with misdemeanors when this was over. If what you've done has made people wonder if you were smoking dust, you ain't coming back from that, brother.
And then there's footage of the New York Post put this out, or security surveillance. It's nothing graphic for anything there, but it's just, you can see then this is Mark Sanchez wandering late at night. This was after this all happened.
Clearly stabbed.
And so you're sitting here and kind of wondering, okay, well, like this escalated quickly and beyond what anyone understood when it first happened.
Yeah.
And right now, who knows what happened with Mark Sanchez? But the thing is, the one of the phrases I heard growing up, like, not a lot good happens, after midnight. And of course, have I been out after midnight? Yes, a lot of times. But in this case, a lot of things still don't add up. But what is coming to fruition is that Mark put himself in a position that the person that he had the altercation with thought that his life was at risk.
Yeah.
And that's a crazy thing to think about. And you're also wondering, I mean, look, I've been hungover, I've been drunk. I can't speak on anything else, but you wonder what else was at play with a guy like Mark Sanchez, because of all the comments that people have heard about them. And that's why I wanted to play the Dan Le Batard clip, was everyone feels like they know a guy.
Yeah.
Because you see him on TV every Sunday or Saturday. And then you see this and you go, what the hell happened?
Right.
So I don't know, guys. That was the wildest thing.
It makes no sense. It was also just the chain of how things were coming out, because kind of like Brad was alluded to earlier, like the original reports, like I remember I was sitting with friends watching football and it was like, Mark Sanchez was stabbed. And we were like, holy shit, why is someone stabbing Mark Sanchez? And we're like, that's crazy. They're like, oh, do we have an update? It's like, yeah, he's in stable condition. It's like, okay, that's good. That's good. They're like, Mark Sanchez is being arrested. Like, he's being charged with, like, he was the aggressor. And then you start seeing photos and you're like, Mark Sanchez was trying to kill this man. And then you find out, you're like, okay, was this guy, like, was it self-defense? Like, did this guy approach Mark? Did something happen? And then you're like, yeah, Mark didn't like how the guy was parked in an alley.
Yeah.
And it's like, what was like, so like you said, like something was going on, because it just seems like this is one of those stories where it's like an April Fool's joke. Yeah. You're like, what is, like, every turn was less expected than the one before. Like, you're like, what is happening?
It's absolutely wild.
And there was a lot of people that were coming out even saying, like, Indianapolis is a dangerous city now. It's very dangerous. And then we're like, well, like, pump the brakes on that. Like, you know, someone came in from out of town that actually caused the violence. But the other big part of this too, and it's a great lesson for everyone, let information get out there.
Yeah.
You know, like, make sure you feel like you're 100% certain of what's happening, because, and look, everyone makes those mistakes and judgments of, like, acting too quickly. Like you mentioned, Dano, like, look, you know, a guy, you have a personal relationship and you see something, like, hey, it's a reaction. But for everyone out there,
right,
if something don't smell right,
all I can say is that this definitely feels like this is the end of Mark Sanchez and any sort of career that he might have in broadcasting or.
And he continued to rise and was having a great success.
Yeah.
It just goes to show you, man. You know,
I will say, I don't know if you guys saw David Pollock.
No. Yeah, I'm with Brooks here. Thank God he didn't have a gun, because I mean, Mark Sanchez would have been dead, and it would have been his fault.
So the Tribune Review Sports put out a story on how, you know, Mark Sanchez was rushed to the hospital, all this and the stabbing, all this, but that's not Mark Sanchez in the picture. And David Pollock posted, it was like, that is not, like, what are we doing?
Whoa, that's wrong guy.
Yeah,
I can see
literally.
This, you know, actually, like, quick glance and then look back.
Just looks like
Mark
Sanchez.
David Pollock's like, are we
like
serious?
Put on a couple pounds or something, maybe.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good little overcoat there. He looks good. He cleans up well. He's aged a little bit, but he looks good. Oh, goodness. We got a couple other wild moments. Zach, there was one what the hell moment. But you know what? If a team deserves it, the Arizona Cardinals, they drive me nuts. And I think, why do we keep seeing guys, Zach?
It is the year 2025.
Yep.
Why on earth, as a society, does anyone even consider the possibility of dropping the football before we get in the end zone? How many? We just saw Adonai Mitchell. Now, I think that was just a crazy event that happened there. He just somehow lost control of the football. We've seen how many of these now? Like 50 over the past 10 years.
Too many.
How does this I've seen so many tweets. It's so true. If I am a coach, I am telling every single player, if you do not run the football to the back line of the end zone, you're getting fined that weekend. It's going to a charity. To the back of the end zone. Because if your thoughts are, I can't let this go until I'm at the back of the end zone, maybe we'll stop letting it go. And let's call it what it is. That cost the Cardinals the football game.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
It cost the Cardinals the football game. And I'll also say, it cost me my fantasy matchup. Because who the hell dropped?
Now it comes out.
You are... One, he has a singular fantasy point all game. And I'm like, okay, so he is clearly, even despite the fact that running back 1 and 2 are on the IR, like DeMarcado is getting out snapped. He is not the guy. Then you go out there and you finally have your big break and you're like, I'm proving to the coaches that I'm the playmaker in the room. I'm the playmaker in the room. You know what you prove to the coaches? I should never be active on Sundays ever again, because if in the biggest moment to put a game away, I'm a liability to literally hand them the football.
That was like all of it.
Stunning turn of events. What looked to be a 72-yard touchdown run has been overturned. The officials looked at it. They deemed that DeMercado lost
I
the handle
get the
before the
concept of, like, you're
ball broke the
excited.
plane.
I can never
It rolls out of the back of the
understand
end zone, and it's ruled a
Like, even if you guys
touchback
talk about,
for
hey, I know you're
Tennessee as we check
excited,
in with Gene. Just incredible.
Get through the end zone.
Yeah, it sure is, Spiro. And you know,
Through the end
Stunning
zone.
turn of
This is
events. What
something
looked to be
someone
And
brought up,
actually carry, and I would even tell my players, I want you to carry and bring the ball to me.
Yeah, you
Hand it to the
right.
official. Hand it to the official, then
You guys-
we can celebrate.
You guys remember that scene in Forrest Gump where he just keeps running right through the marching band?
Yes.
Like, that's what you're supposed to be doing.
It just I don't. And here's the thing, and someone put this out there, and it's so true. What is the appeal? Like, what do you think? It looks cool to drop it at the end zone of, like, don't need this anymore? Like, is there some, like, what is, like, the, yeah, I'm too good for this football. I don't want anyone knowing I was the one who scored. Like, what is the appeal of dropping the football at the soonest possible moment? Like, that's where I just truly.
The Cardinals, like, and then it's that Gannon, the head coach, got in his ass and I mean, bumped him, pissed off. I'd be ticked off because you lost the game. Also, the Cardinals, they deserve to lose. They find
That
Yep.
that was
Got it off.
Very good.
Yep.
That whole Cardinals team is so dysfunctional, and from a fantasy perspective, I actually got rid of DeMercado before the game because I'm like, I can't watch the Cardinals play football.
Yeah.
It's the one football team that drives me insane. But you know what? Good for the Titans. They got their first win. It happened last week with the ball, though, to close it out. Adonai Mitchell lost the ball going into the end zone, made one of the best catches and runs you'll see in the NFL this year. And touchback in the end zone, the Colts end up losing that game to the Rams. They could be undefeated. Could have been a greater story in Indianapolis right now, if you think about it that way.
Oh, yeah.
Brad, last thing for you out west, it was Baker Mayfield.
Actually, I changed my
You
mind.
changed it? What do you got?
Yeah. You watched the game last night, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where a fan caught a football and then ran right out of the stadium?
Yes. Josh Allen threw it in there into the stands?
Yes. Take a look at this. If you guys hadn't seen this is watch this. Now watch the fan. And then listen to Mike Tirico.
Oh, he's gone. Milano's going to go. He's in row 10. He's in row 15. He might get a beer. Milano, where are you going, man? It's your moment. Milano, row 40, led by Allen. He's going to take it the distance. Maybe it wasn't his seat. Maybe he doesn't want to be on TV. He's gone.
I mean, like, I don't know what that was all about when he catches the ball and he's just gone.
So apparently in the NFL, because it used to be if you caught a football, it's like, all right, like, you know, whatever, we'll try to get it back. But because they have the chips in them now that tell you all the data, you have two options. The ushers come up to you and have you give the football back, or you have to leave. So that guy, I guess, caught it, realized what was happening, and he was like,
I'm gone.
I'm leaving here with something.
That makes way more sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what is going on here?
Good for him. Good for him. That was a wild moment right there. Because I was trying to think when I watched that live, I'm like, is it do you think this ball is going to have a lot of value? Was it like, you know what, you reached your destiny of, like, I caught a pass from Josh Allen.
Yeah.
This is amazing. And I'm going to go home and I'm going to tell my
myself
kids
a
and
night.
family. I had myself a night. I caught a ball. I caught a touchdown for Josh Allen.
Tirico calling it, though, made it
I
so
mean,
much
that was
better.
so good. Mike Tirico, obviously one of the best. He might be the best, but like that whole sequence and then Mike Tirico calling the whole thing, that was just great.
It was amazing. It was amazing. Yeah, there was a lot of great action, but those three moments, we're going to come up with a better segment name for that. But truly, it was like, what in the hell is happening over the weekend? And it went from heavy to a little bit more frustration, but a little bit lighter to like kind of lighthearted.
Definitely funny.
But we started with the ugly stuff there. Kelly is here, by the way. She should make her debut today, which is nuts.
Yeah.
A little terrified about that. Kelly's my mother, for those that didn't know that, but I think a lot of people have been wondering when she's going to make the appearance. We did want to do a quick, though, around Maryland real quickly. I don't have my glasses.
Yeah, we got to pay some bills.
Yeah, so around Maryland here. Zach, can we pull that graphic up real quickly?
Oh, wrong one. Around Maryland. I jumped the gun there. That's on me. Hand up. I was
That's
ready for
it.
Commander's corner.
That's it.
That's it. Under. Take the under here at the Ryan Ripken Show. Under.
Boom, too easy.
Yep, there we go.
Under. Oh, perfect. Great job. Well, Around Maryland, brought to you by Next Move Charm City and the Belanger Group at Lone Depot. Hey, look, if you are looking for your next move, whether it's suburbs, city, or shore, make your move with Next Move Charm City. Shannon Toback and Brett Ritchie, they are your MVPs. I told them it's you know what? I'm a corny guy, so it works with them. But
We know.
A little bit, but
A lot.
brought to you by our friends over there at Next Move Charm City. We have some opportunities. We actually might have an opportunity to give away some tickets this week for the game for the Rams and Ravens. I know some people are, hey, tickets are tickets.
That's right.
But let's go around Maryland real quickly now, Zach. We can pull up the Commanders' corner. Commanders, Jaden Daniels, welcome back. Down 10-0 in L.A. What do they do? 27 unanswered to beat the Chargers 27-10. And besides Jaden Daniels, Bill.
Yeah, just shout out Bill because I'm glad somebody on my fantasy team decided to actually care yesterday. We didn't win anyway, but I'm glad somebody had some pride out there and decided to have 2 touchdowns. I mean, a career game for Bill. I think he should be running back 1 going forward, but just shout out him for actually caring yesterday because the rest of the team rest of my fantasy team took the day off, and he was the lone bright spot. So proud of him. Very proud of him.
Bill was great. I also love the interaction with him and Tom Brady after the game. They did the interview. Cool. Bill, it was just so genuine from this rookie running back, 7th rounder, just happy to be there, great energy. And he looked like he has emerged now as the guy in the backfield for the Commanders. And the Commanders are the only team that had a good weekend this weekend if you're from the Maryland region. Well, why? You know what happened in Baltimore.
And the Terps.
Terps blew a 17-point lead in the 4th quarter to lose 24-20.
Mike Loxley classic.
You felt like that was the moment.
Wait, wasn't John Harbaugh a guest coach on sidelines? Or
I hope not.
Was it? I don't think so. I'm thinking
that might have been fake news.
But yeah, but
probably there's someone trying to make a joke with it. But for the Terps, it would have put them stayed undefeated in the Big Ten. Then you'd have Nebraska next week. You felt like, all right, you want to believe in the Terps. And it would have been a great celebration down there at Bentley's. And I was talking to Kyle down in Rooster before. People were brunching. Then people go to Bentley's after to kind of get their celebrations on. Not a lot of celebrating as the Terps back into the same conversation.
It's the same old Terps. And that's just what sucks about it is like, I was watching it with people and 4th quarter, about 7 minutes left, you were looking around, you're like, holy crap, they're going to lose this game. You run it, you're up 20-0 and run it 2 times. 2 times. I mean, it was just, it sucked because Malik Washington, that first half, unbelievable. And still, I mean, it wasn't like he had a bad game. There were some drops in the second half, few things off target, but for a true freshman in a sellout to be going out there when they're, down by, or they're 5.5-point dogs. And, they were awesome the first half. And then it just, like you said, Ryan, they were up 20-3 going into the 4th quarter. They were 15 minutes away from suddenly there was talk. And let me tell you something, with all the teams that just crap the bed this week, the Terps were going to be in the top 25. The Terps were going to be at probably 23, 24, 25-ish. They would have been in that back end. But the Terps, don't get me wrong, they would have been ranked. And you would be going in as a ranked team against Nebraska. I'm sure it would have been another sellout. And suddenly people would be talking about what's going on in College Park, but instead the chatter is the exact same. Same year, same Terps. You had an opportunity, and I mean, just what a horrible, horrible, horrible loss.
A lot of fun if you were a football fan this weekend, unless you were a Commanders fan. But for everyone else, it's been a rough go. But you know what? We're brightening the mood. We're happy here today. We're having a good time.
Trying to.
Smiles, everybody.
Oh, we need a dentist group.
Oh yeah.
Smiles.
I am getting
Write that down.
Why? I mean, Dr. G's helped me with my smile. Apparently, can't help with my hairline.
Kevin, write that down.
Can't help with my hairline. You can hit the thing. Did.
Where's it? There we go.
No, it's the drums.
That's the one.
There's the drums.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, give me the drums.
Okay, hold on. Let me.
No,
Is that the one?
that's not the one. I want the drums. It can't help me. She can help me with my teeth, but not my hairline.
Oh,
But that kind of has the same effect.
that I swear this is the rim shot one. I swear that's the one.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? A woman that wouldn't make fun of my hairline or my friends is my mom. Actually, well, that's a lie. She would give me. She would poke fun,
I was gonna
but
say
in the right way. But do we bring Kelly on? We're gonna change the channel. So if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. It's actually been the guest we've been asked the most about to come on because she's been in the chat, but she hasn't been in the studio live.
Well, I was gonna say she's been in the studio.
She's been in the studio. She hasn't been here live. It's kind of crazy. This is you. Already.
Yep, we're ready.
And please welcome my favorite mother,
Hey.
Kelly Ripken. Hey. Can you?
There we go.
You go ahead.
Hello, you on?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, Rice. Excuse me, is this the Pink Pony Club?
Oh my goodness.
I think that's where I'm supposed to be right now, if I'm not mistaken. From the three of you,
Actually,
I think
it is.
I thought that's what the text was. But
So
I'm a little confused with the setup here, but okay, I'm you guys.
Hey, we're working on it
Let
here.
me know about that.
Oh, and I pulled the mic off.
Oh,
by
my
mistake.
God.
I'm a mess. I'm the problem. You know.
I know.
The
Yeah,
Taylor. No, we're
you're
good.
the problem.
I'll hold it like this.
We're not good.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
doing great. What are you talking about? We're doing fantastic. It's I've been a problem, Mom. But this would be a good question for you
Okay.
because you love your music too. What?
Yes, I do.
So we were talking about what song gets better when people in a group sing it together. So you mentioned, like we said, Pink Pony Club's up
Oh.
there.
Okay.
Go ahead. You can answer my question.
Okay. So I got to say, so Pink Pony Club, since it's fairly new song, at least I think it is, right, in the top 20, right?
Well,
Which I've heard it, but now I really have heard it. Especially
why?
Well, there was a little wedding about 2 weeks ago, which we'll get into in a second. But I want to answer the question about what's a great song that keeps going at weddings or anywhere.
And it's just
Anywhere.
like it's better with
Yeah.
people.
Better with people.
Better with people.
It could be in a stadium. It could be anywhere. It could be at your house.
Yeah.
It could be one person, yours truly, dancing in the house by myself.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So there. All right. Mr. Brightside, it's got to be right up there.
I think Mr. Brightside's a classic.
I
I
mean-
think we can all agree on that one.
Right.
100%.
I mean, it's got to be right there. Of course, also that reminds me of like The Holiday, the movie The Holiday, when Cameron Diaz
Yeah.
she's off. She switches houses. She's in the
Ah.
Cotswolds and she's by herself and she just came from Beverly Hills and now she's a little bored and she's just blasting Mr. Brightside and singing it at the top of her lungs.
That is you.
You remember that? Yeah.
I mean, I do, but
Which
that-
is looks yeah.
That is you at the house. I can attest to that. You guys can attest to my mother continuing to stay on the dance floor until the place closes.
Yes.
And we can also attest to that that she will call me to be like, you can't believe what song I just heard. I'm like, well, where did you hear it? I'm in my house. I have the music up
Blasting.
and I'm just dancing in the kitchen.
I mean,
That's what you need.
what's
Who
wrong
needs a
with that?
dance floor?
What's
The
wrong with
world is a dance floor.
I'm
Right.
sorry.
Yeah.
Don't you all get the song of the week too by yours truly?
Well, I don't think they're
group.
they're on that. They're not
that's
on
a
the group
group
text for that.
Yeah, you got. Well, I got to add you guys to the group text, but in our little group text, it's the song of the week. The song of the week goes out on usually on a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
The last 2 weeks, it's been. Do we remember this video?
Yes.
Which now leads us back to the wedding.
Excuse
Should
me.
we? Should we go there?
Well, you want to go back to the wedding real quickly because
Should
this is how we're picking up our energy here. Because of course, a woman that knows a lot about with sports and being around, unfortunately, some losing teams. We're about picking the energy up because we're all about smiles here now after an emotional weekend. See, just
Yeah.
smile, Zach.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy to talk about that a little bit if you want me to.
No, not
Bring
right
it back
now.
up?
Not right
Okay.
now. We want to keep
the energy
vibe,
up.
keep the energy up.
All right. Dancing on my own.
That
There it is.
Yep.
There it is. There's the other one.
I think
It's a great one.
It's a great song. It's a great song, but when you listen to it by yourself, it just doesn't feel the same when
But the song literally is "Dancing on My Own."
yeah,
It
but
is.
well,
it's sad. He's there pining over the girl that he can't have.
yeah,
and-
like
and-
I'm giving it my all. I'm not the guy you're taking home.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's more of a
Ooh, yeah.
sad song listening to it by yourself, but with a group,
Agreed.
it weirdly becomes a party song.
Totally agree, Zach. Totally agree.
How
And
ironic is that
I
for
know.
a second right there?
And I was witness to that, to the three of you in this room, among many, many others at this fabulous wedding.
Yeah, I was gonna
At the wedding, after the wedding,
Yeah.
the next day, continues on.
Well, the next day was a little bit of a problem. But well, to close out the dancing on my own conversation here,
Yes.
I do think, I know the song is called Dancing on My Own, Brett. It's a good
Yes.
point, valid point. Tiesto remix makes it better. Dancing on My Own, Tiesto remix. I want to just emphasize that.
Okay.
However, yeah, when you're sad, when you're looking at somebody else falling in love with the person I guess you want to be with, right? Like
Yeah.
that's kind of like the gist of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hits different when you have a group of people and you might have been overserved one or two drinks or a couple mules or spicy margaritas, Zach. And then
Shots by my son-in-law.
That-
Shout out Camden.
Cam
Shout
had
out
That's some
Camden.
ripped after dark stuff.
that was Cam
My daughter's husband. Love you, Camden.
oh boy, hey, you know what? He was not dancing on his
No,
own.
he was not.
He was not dancing on his own.
He was not doing.
He-
Nobody watching understands what the hell we're talking about, but it is something.
but
But they do. Just picture a wedding where everybody's been dancing from beginning to end, some drinking involved in there, and that's the picture you're going to get
Tarps off.
of Camden at about 1 o'clock in the morning.
yeah, and the tarps did come off there. That's what I'm saying. It just felt like the studs were gone for me. I don't know how it happened, but they were gone off the shirt, and it was a blast, Mom. It was a great time.
It was a wonderful, yeah.
Yes.
It was
Great time. Picture perfect weather too.
Oh, yeah.
Picture perfect.
It was. Joe's asking if we can do a 4-part series with Kelly too. I don't know if you might just be coming on to do a weekly thing.
Yeah.
For us.
I
What are some
love
ideas
that. I
that we
would
can
love
rock with here? Besides, you can bring back your bartending skills from
the
Bentley's.
bartending skills from Bentley's, 100%. Are you kidding? I do that at my house with you guys
It's very true. It's very
Weekly.
accurate.
weekly.
So we're gonna try to theme.
I mean,
in the
I'm here for
future.
that.
I think that's the big reason you would be down for that. You're like, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you're here
I
for
think we
me, but
should
if
do
you,
I mean, look, I
think we
just had
should
a
do,
vodka
like,
cranberry for this whole show.
Yeah, I think we should do like a drink of the week, special
I
drink
like
of the
it.
week. I think we should we could get into a little mother-son conversation a little bit, and we can have people
mailbag it up
mailbag
yeah.
it up,
I like it.
ask some questions.
I like it.
about mother and son relationships, about this mother and son relationship. Hey,
Oh,
how you doing?
It's a beauty.
It is. That I don't know if that's how it's been classified by others. It's been classified as one of the most.
Unbreakable. Or we could go what your sister said. Inappropriate.
Yeah,
We could go with inappropriate,
it's
which I believe that was in my toast to you.
it was.
From-
Yep. That
Yeah.
fits it. And then I
Yeah.
think we can do themes around then sports as well. We can have like a mixed bag,
I like it.
3 or 4 or 5.
The
and
mixed
anything
mailbag.
else. We can talk about holidays. We can talk about anything and everything.
Holidays are coming up, by the way.
Oh, I'm big on the whole holiday scene.
It is.
Every day that I can come up with an excuse to entertain or do some kind of party
Oh,
or
yeah.
use my
Listen,
creativity.
I've already got my outfit picked out for the show for Halloween. My
Halloween. Oh,
costume.
yeah, I'm loving.
Oh.
I'm
Already
loving
picked
that,
out.
Brad.
Yeah.
I'm loving that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What is one of your? Well, I want to save it because it's
Yeah, I think
too
we
early
should
in
save it for Halloween. Of everybody's favorite.
But
For
like,
sure,
favorite,
but I
we got to
definitely
do
have
it a
it.
couple weeks ahead of time. Like, what's your favorite Halloween costume?
Have your guests write in. What's their favorite costume?
So for our channel members there and for everyone that's watching, we want to hear as we get closer what your favorite Halloween costume will be.
Yeah,
I think that's very important.
I like it.
Let's look at this. You made it in here.
I'm in there. Yeah. I mean, listen, and I brought little treats because I can never come alone. Well, I brought the Cheers, Jamie and Ryan napkin in case this. So everybody out there knows it legitimately happened. Even though I think you have your ring on, so that's nice.
I almost lost it.
This is just my thank you, Deep Eddie's vodka. I
there
appreciate
you
that,
go.
but it's actually just club soda right now. But we'll get to that.
Whoa, calm down there, Kelly.
get to
Hey,
that.
watch
I
out.
know.
Take it easy.
Hey, heel. This is
It's the first time on the show, but we'll get there. And then little tokens, because I'm sure your audience members would love this. At the rehearsal dinner. So we had the picture of Jamie and Ryan. Can you see this?
Yep, we can see it.
Holy sideburn.
Okay. And everybody got one of these. But come on, let's face it, this is the best.
Ollie.
There
you go. Yeah.
Come on, does it get any better than that?
It doesn't.
He's a beast.
Everybody
Just like his
got-
father.
Everybody got those.
There you go. Yep. There it is.
Yeah.
I gotta
And,
say,
and since they were not in the goodie bag, I have for you guys. I got to bring them in here. I meant to bring them in
do
here.
you guys want a photo? These
we have
these are
plenty.
Brady.
You know what?
These are Brady Anderson sideburn right there.
I mean,
I should have
No,
asked
I don't
Brady
think
about
I'll
so.
take
no,
Ollie,
no,
but-
no. I have a great photo of Brady, which I'm going to have to drag out.
And
at
it's
some
not
point
it's
here.
not him rollerblading.
No. This is out back at our pool. It's the socks. It's besides the sideburns. It's the high top socks. Yeah,
Like the tube socks?
like a tube sock,
Yeah,
but high. For Brady, this is a classic. This is a big throwback that he used to tease me all the time. That he goes, "Isn't it nice that you get to watch throughout the years all of your hairstyles and clothes and everything that you wore?" Because when you look back 15 years or whatever,
Yeah.
and you go, "Oh my, are you kidding me? What's with that hair? Or why was I wearing that?" But he used to tease me all the time about, "Isn't this great?" At whatever stadium we would be in, and your pictures thrown up there, and he'd be like, "How about that outfit, Kelly?" Like, that's like a -5 out of 10. But I have a couple on him that we could throw.
So
in.
he just had his sideburns, the tube socks, and nothing else.
Close, close.
That sounds like
he
Brady.
was at the pool, so that's all I'm going to say.
Well,
all right.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. That might have to be for a rip after dark here.
That's a rip after dark.
I'm already loving this.
This is a rip after dark.
Oh,
You know what
man.
we need this entertainment here,
Yeah.
Mom. See, when we were talking earlier,
The ladies of the show are already asking for the photo. So,
yeah.
Okay, great. Well, I have a lot of them
Well, we can
and stories.
and we will eventually we will get Captain Sideburns on at some point here.
Yeah.
I don't know when that timeline is, but we will. But we are going to
You
have the
just tell
recurring.
him that I'm bringing. I'll tell him bringing photos in. You might want to be here.
Yeah.
You just might want to be here.
Oh goodness,
Yeah.
so sugar.
Yeah.
That you know what? But we needed this pick me up on this Monday because people have been down the dumps, Mom.
I know. It's very, very hard because
Zach just didn't want to speak today.
all the way around.
Yeah.
It's very hard to watch, your team that you love, not do
Suck.
so well. But on the other side of it too, and I know that the Orioles, the same. But listen, there isn't one player, as bad as we all or you all might feel, there isn't one player that isn't feeling worse than everybody else right now because their number one thing that they want to do, they want to win. They work so hard to get where they are. Not when we all see them either on TV or in person, you're seeing them playing now. But what you don't see is the years and years and years, starting off even as a young kid. And I can say this because I did this with Ryan.
Guilty.
And but there isn't one player out there that doesn't think, oh my, I am just devastated by this whole thing. And they can be embarrassed. They can be humiliated. They feel badly about everything. And everybody has a mother out there. And every mom, and I know I felt this way with my son, still do sometimes, but
sometimes now.
Well, you know,
I'm a big boy.
You're a big boy now. You're married. You know,
Yeah.
You're a big boy.
Yeah, we had to clarify the difference between a family man and an honest man yesterday. And Rip is still an honest man. Well, he's not quite a family man.
Not a family man. This isn't your like
this
surprise.
That
Someone write that down for content.
That's
Someone
a
write
hot
that
stove.
idea. Write that idea down.
I'm sorry. Is Rachel?
Hey, Mom.
Is
Congrats.
Rachel on the line?
God.
Which would be my daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is she on the line? Is she
that's-
secretly coming on?
That
Anyway.
escalated quickly.
Wait,
You
back
are
to-
welcome.
But wait a minute. Back to but moms and there's watching your son or daughter, but in this case with football, you know, watching your child, you know, go work doing a game and trying to do their best, and everybody yelling and screaming at them. And some are saying nice things and some are not.
Not very nice things. Yeah.
And you're sitting in the stands and you're hearing all of it. And, you know, it's heartbreaking. And because you know that everyone down there's putting their all in all. They're putting the 100% in. And, you know, they're the last people that want to lose.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They want to get to the Super Bowl, you know, and then when it's baseball, they want to get to the World Series. And any sport, it's that way.
Well, and also it's behind the scenes conversations that they have. So
It
you
is.
know, in some of those cases when I was playing to try to get to where I wanted to go, I know I'd get a text from my mom. Sometimes it would be like a little message. Sometimes it'd be a long, depending on, you could tell like how I was feeling after. Cause I remember like the draft process for baseball. I did not handle that well. Cause
None
I had
of us did.
Yeah, but like
You handled it very well considering. I mean, what did you know about it?
but I meant like even like I was getting a lot of recognition at junior college, and then I went out there and I wasn't playing well, so then people were saying stuff left and right, and by not playing well to the standards I think I could have played.
Right.
So then you have those conversations where you already are frustrated because then we weren't winning games on the field. I didn't play as well as I could, and then you're sitting there, you're pissed, and so that is the other element behind the scenes that is happening, is that we don't know. The reality is like these are people's jobs, like they're paid to go win, but the human element side of it is like, yeah, there's a lot of parts that are frustrating, you know.
Yeah. And they, you know, like I said, they want to win, and then they're going home to their families or whatever, and you know, and still have to, whether they're a father or just, you know, son or whatever they're doing there. But it's not. There's a lot to it. There's a lot of layers to playing sports, and it's not just what people are watching. Most of the time, it's not just that of what people are watching on the field. There's a lot behind all of it.
Oh yeah,
Wouldn't you say?
No,
Yeah.
there's so many things.
And
behind
who
the
knows?
scenes.
Like people don't even think about things like, what if there was a death in the family? I mean, I've lived through all of this stuff. There's a death in the family, then the person is still going out and playing. You know, your loved one is still playing, or someone's really not feeling well. I mean, there could be a million reasons why players also might not be in their head 100% when they're playing.
Yeah, I don't like the personal attacks. Never have
Yeah.
about the personal
I
attacks.
agree. Totally agree.
Like I remember when we talked to EDC, Eric DaCosta, shout out, one of the most biggest pranksters of all time, by the way. Still want to avoid. I got to come up with a name for him, if it's like Phantom of the Opera or whatever, Mr. Opera. I don't know, but he loves to have a good time. But I remember talking to him about like how much he got criticized for the Lamar Jackson contracts, but the bigger part was not about that he couldn't take it, but then the family takes his personal shots. Like that was the thing for me. If the team stinks and they don't go out and play well.
Well, you just had that with the golfer, McIlroy, his wife.
Yeah, Rory. Yeah. Rory.
She got a beer.
She was a little heckled and got a beer tossed.
I have that before. I had a beer thrown on my head.
You had a few
If-
things
if-
happen throughout the years.
Yeah, I have. That's just one little one in Chicago.
Yeah, well, we could. I don't even know if we have like the Diaries of Kelly or the Diaries of Alama. I don't know. That's also my mom's nickname, by the way. Like if you're wondering, what the hell is this guy talking about?
Mama Mama.
Llama Mama is the nickname. Okay.
Because my hair looks llama-ish.
Well,
Long
is that how that started?
Long neck.
Mama llama.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
we'd say giraffe.
No,
Oh, llama.
no, it was a
Yeah,
llama.
It
No.
was. Yeah, that's right.
No, it was a lot because our neighbors had llamas. The Knights
That makes sense.
had a pair of llamas. Llamas have to be in pairs, or they don't do well.
So is this like before the book?
Ooh.
What? Of
Mama
me?
llama books?
The-
Is that before the
way
book?
before that.
Yeah.
Way before
Yeah,
that.
this has been a while.
Oh yeah,
It's been a long time.
Way before
I
that.
just rolled off.
I
The
know what
tongue.
you're talking about, Brad.
Yeah.
The Llama Mama book.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was just always in the back. Yeah, these are good chirps right here, like from Brooks. Ryan, I bet your charger only works in a specific angle. You bum. That's it. That's very true. My phone only works, and I'm sorry, I have the new phone. I haven't uploaded the context yet.
Uh-huh.
I told her I'd do
I'm
this.
sorry, are we shocked?
No.
Is it still in the box?
Absolutely not. Probably is.
Didn't I give it to you for your birthday, which was in July? Yeah.
Well,
that's
you've had a
right.
new phone since July.
No. Didn't get it until the 2 weeks before the wedding, and then we were worried about all the contacts, and so I just didn't put it together.
The music to the list, our
the
playlist.
list, but then also like contacts because like I'm kind of a big deal, and I got to talk to some people. You know, I'm Ron Burgundy.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
You
So
are
you've
Ron
had
Burgundy.
you've had a new phone for a month.
Yes, Brad. Yes, that's correct. Correct.
He's had a new phone box.
Yeah.
He's yet to do anything.
There might
with
not
it,
be
but
a
there's
phone
new
in there.
Yeah, who knows?
There might not be a phone in there, to be honest here. Oh gosh.
Ryan's gonna email and be like, "Hey, there was no phone in the box," and they're like, "How long have you had this?" And you haven't checked. They're like, "That the thing that was shipped a month ago," and they're like, "Yeah,
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Well, let's get back to the wedding for a second. So I'm going to ask Brad. What was your favorite moment? I'm going to ask you, Zach. So you have a minute to think about it.
I guess the after party was probably my favorite.
Oh, the after party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't believe in seeing true love and it's in its highest form?
Yes. But we're talking about entertainment factor. I was not entertained.
Oh,
by
were you
it.
not entertained?
No.
Yeah.
it's the same thing, the after, but I'm gonna say the dancing on my own solely because it was one of those like full circle moments. Because the first show I ever did here was right after the Phillies really started making that thing.
Oh yeah.
And the three of us sang it nonstop that entire show.
Okay.
So it was like a full circle
There you
moment,
go.
like 2 years
that.
later.
That was way more meaningful than my response.
I like
Just the after.
a little bit, but the after party, no, it was fun. I mean, again,
I
shout
ate
out-
all the pizza.
Shout out back to Camden. The shots.
Good.
Pizza
The
was good.
shots. There was pizza.
Yeah.
And wait,
There was
It's
pizza.
okay. I found out the next day I was like, yeah, the pizza is great. And someone was like, did you like my girlfriend was like, did you like there was like chicken wings and stuff. And I was like,
no, actually, I think I did get a bite.
Sure.
I got a bite of pizza,
So-
but my
That's
son-in-law
fantastic.
grabbed me. I had no opportunity. Dance floor the rest of the time.
You know what? Like, this is one of my. I wouldn't know if I would consider this a toxic trait, but one of my traits when maybe it's the end of the night and I don't know why I thought this, but we were leaving. Like, we're just gonna throw all this food away, and I'm like, well, no, get some boxes. So I got like 9 boxes. I'm
Did
like,
you
we're
see
gonna
this?
take it.
No, I didn't.
And I am
Yeah.
shoving it into like almost like the containers for fries. I'm shoving pizza in there and oh sorry, it was pretzels. I was shoving pretzels
Oh, yeah.
in
there
there.
was a lot of pressure.
I grabbed 9 things and I woke up the next day and all the boxes are just on the counter, not in the fridge, and none of it was eaten.
Yeah.
So I was like, that was a
Guarantee
real-
all that pizza was eaten because I
Well, I
tore, I
think
tore that up.
because, you all ended up down at the hot tub. Well, I know somebody did because their tuxedo shirt was, again, shout out to my son-in-law, Camden. That I believe it was his.
You know
Yeah.
what? Camden's a great kid. He actually wants to do so. Like, I said, when we expand more and do college football, because he loves college football, we just don't have the full audience. If Maryland were to win some more games here,
Yeah.
that would be really great.
Oh my God. He
Um,
loves his football.
but
Boise.
Cam was, you guys, we've used the definition of a puddle
Yes.
after a long evening.
Oh yes.
You wake up and you feel like you're just a puddle. Cam was
Definitely that.
definitely a puddle. He was not seen or heard from.
I
Until-
love it when he or anyone comes up and says, I'm going to apologize for anything that I might have inappropriately done last night. What are you talking about? I'm sure that has never happened.
Oh, I
to the
can't
three
wait
of
till
you.
that comes out.
I am sure.
I can't wait till that comes out of Rip After Dark. I really cannot. You're gonna want to be a channel member for that story.
Yeah, you're gonna want to be a channel member, and
Oh,
we got to
gosh.
get that going. I mean, you guys.
We
been
do.
talking
We're-
about
we
it.
got it.
It's time.
We do.
Now,
I mean,
okay, now I'm officially on the show, so made an appearance. So now we got to do the Rip After Dark. Let's
Oh,
make it
yeah.
happen.
I mean, that's
Let's
a
make
little.
it happen. Yeah.
There's
I got stories,
I
Ryan.
know there's different
I mean,
variations.
times are wasting. You heard Grandpa's toast. We got to get to that. Can I do this?
Grandpa beef
Can I do a
halibut.
shout out to my dad, my 90?
Of course you can.
Grandpa. Now let me see if you can grab this photo.
Here, I can. You want me to? I can pull it up on the screen. If you get, I can. Let me pull it up on the
Do you
screen.
want me to send this to you?
I have it here. I'll pull it up.
Okay. All right. My father, who's 91, lives in Sarasota. Independent living is just the most
Sharp as a tack.
sharpest attack and the kindest man you're ever going to meet. Never has a bad word about anybody. Truly, my whole life, I've never seen him raise his voice. Just lovely, lovely man. And I think that's actually the whole key to living to 91s and counting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He's just so even keeled and
Yep.
great sense of humor. But
Oh, he's phenomenal.
so he was out there dancing on the dance floor. And then when we were doing photos before, you got it up, Rice?
I'm about to pull it up.
Okay. I know you and Jamie are supposed to be the focal point of this whole wedding, but I got to say, this photo that you all are going to see is,
The man, the myth.
it should be a statue, really.
It really should. So to give the
Yeah.
context, there's this rock. We're taking family photos, and there's
Yeah.
this rock that is unbalanced. And throughout like the whole week, also, we got to see the footage from Grandpop's actual phone because like this dude was jumping up into the woods to take photos, almost falling
He
down.
was taking
though.
photos everywhere. Which I was like,
Everywhere.
this man's 91 years old and he knows how to work a
So
smartphone.
we need that content.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bob.
I need
We-
it. Rab, we need it. So
Rab, Bob. Yep.
So this part, this was then he almost fell off this rock. And then we're like, Grandpa, like, hey, take it easy. And then instead of taking it easy, he just strikes this pose.
There it is.
Like he's surfing.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I mean, right? He's amazing.
We're down below. We're like, hey, like, get off the rock.
Take
He
it
goes,
easy.
Whoa. And I'm like, you
And actually,
incredible man.
his 91st birthday was the day after the wedding.
Yep.
We had
Yep.
the
The dinner, yeah. And then
lobster
and he got stung by a bee that
He got stung by a bee right then and kept going. He's like,
Just-
I still got to eat my lobster.
That's right.
Yeah. didn't stop him. Kept going.
Nope.
No, but it's wonderful to have him there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He is one of one. The energy, the charisma, the love for food is unmatched for
Yeah,
that man.
That's true. That's true.
Will never turn down any food. I've never heard him say, "I'm good, thanks." It was sure. I'll try it.
But are you done with that?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
that as well.
After he's already eaten his full meal.
Yeah.
But he's in the best shape. He walks 2 hours a day, once in the morning, one before dinner.
It's
And
gonna
then he
make us feel bad about
Then
this.
he works
yeah.
out in the gym 3 times a week. But it's always, because he's a Philly guy, so it's pretzels and ice cream every evening, 9, 10 o'clock, watching whatever game is going on. He's could be watching the Buffs because of Rach. Could
The
be
Buffs.
the Ravens or anything. He's into women's basketball right now.
Yeah,
I'm a big
he's been
fan.
rocking and rolling
Yeah.
everything, but literally
Yeah.
he does. You know what? So funny story, Mom. And Zach, maybe you should do this since you're going to train for your half marathon. So Zach was
Are you?
training.
Oh,
Congratulations. We're going to cheer you on. Are you kidding?
It's not looking great at the moment. So
So, Mom, let me set the stage here. So
I
Zach,
was all about getting T-shirts made. I'm ready, Zach.
so Zach comes in and he's like, "Yeah, Molly and I were training for a half marathon," and he goes, "Yeah, we did it. We had a great training session." 2 weeks later, we're like, "How's it going?" He's like, "Yeah, I think we're
we were pushing the marathon day. The marathon's supposed to be like in a month, and that was the training all happened.
But can't you like walk run it?
He announced
Or-
it.
or-
Yeah, I should. You see, the issue was me saying I was doing. it was way too early in for me to be making public statements about it. That was probably
It was,
maybe next year. Maybe next year. You know.
Hey,
That's right.
we do have
It's a goal. That's a good
bills to
goal.
pay and baseball to talk about still. If that's still on the docket.
We do have a couple bills still to pay. You are correct on that. I wonder if my mom knows the jingle for. Do we want to do baseball or if she knows the jingle?
The jingle for which one?
Well, we have to do both. So whatever you want.
I need to give a shout out to the Merit Club since
Paying the bill.
There you go. Paying that bill.
Shout out Merit Club's right there.
Well, I know the owner, and we actually do Pilates together.
Oh, there you go.
Owner of Merit Club. Yep, and I've done it at the Merit Club. I can't say, enough about it. It's
So they want us
fabulous.
to do a Pilates class together.
Ryan and I.
Oh, I love that.
And then I actually think that Zach, since you're training for next year's
Yes.
marathon, and
Yes.
Brad, come on, you're in. You saw
All right,
Ryan
fine.
do
Yeah,
the
I'll do it.
ball.
I'll do it.
We're
I'll do
all
it.
we're gonna do a Pilates class at the Merit Club. They're really it's a wonderful facility.
Oh my goodness.
We'll have a good time.
So I
It's just
think it's great. This was actually, speaking of Merit Club, I am going to mess up this type of thing. Here's a little read. Mom, tell me how my read voice is for this. No tricks, just treats this Halloween at Merit Clubs. Kick off your wellness journey early with their exclusive Black Friday savings. You can join any Merit location for just $1 enrollment. Why wait until after the new year to feel your best? Get a head start and enjoy every festive moment guilt-free this holiday, knowing you're supported by a vibrant community dedicated to your well-being. Indulge in seasonal celebrations, then work off those extra calories with Merit. Visit meritclubs.com to take advantage of $1 enrollment during their early Black Friday sale.
How do you spell dollars, Zach?
Yeah.
How do you spell dollar? Yeah,
MERRITT.
Hey, you got
I
it.
like that. I like that.
Good kid.
Yeah.
Good kid. You're working hard there.
I'm trying,
Well, you'll get a good bang for your buck going there. I'm telling you, they have everything.
And just
Everything.
wait. And
And for your singular buck.
Yes,
Yes,
you're
for your
singular dollar.
buck. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And also there's I'll explain it as we move forward later this week. Next month in November, I'll be over at one of their open house for the Merit Sports Performance. I think it actually might be in Eldersburg. Bro.
Oh, okay.
Be going out there, can show some people the ropes. By the ropes, I'll be there and I'll be hanging out, having some food. I don't think I'm actually going to be testing Pilates, though. We could
Pilates, bar class.
and tuck.
And what I mean by bar, well, we could do a bar class and then go to the bar. There's two things we could do.
I am
Two
here
bars.
for that.
The bars.
right?
Which part?
Vote.
Part
vote.
Two
two.
bars,
Well,
one
in
stone
order
type
to
thing.
do part, you have to
Listen,
get
you
to do
had me
both.
at bar.
You got to do both.
That's fine.
It'll be fun.
I will
It'll
work
be
for it.
fun.
Mm.
Right?
No, it'll be great.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
great
excited.
content.
All right.
Now that the hip's good, we're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah. Are you kidding? I'm sorry. Did you see me dancing? I think I'm good.
Yeah, you have to say
In my Manolas, I might add, for about 4 hours. Just
Got
giant.
you there.
With
Oh,
the
sorry.
What's a Manola?
Sorry, the giant heels.
Oh,
Sorry, I
gotcha.
meant just
Big
my
heels.
my heels with
Big
my
old
dress. Yes.
There you go.
I still try to. I know it's a fashion thing, but like when you try to dance, I always feel like trying to be comfortable. You
Yeah.
know.
Oh yeah,
Well,
we know.
you got it. Well, you can look good and not be comfortable too. That's okay. It's all right. I couldn't feel my feet. It's all
Yeah.
right. It didn't matter.
What
You don't need them.
I
No,
only
no
have
pain,
one-
no gain.
No
I
pain,
only
no
have
gain.
one son. I mean, come on.
Who
now.
needs feet anyway? Really?
One daughter, one son. That
Yep.
the wedding's done.
Well, before we wrap up, we're gonna wrap up football and we can get to quick baseball, Brad. But this will be interesting if she'll get the jingle for this. But Zach, there is a game tonight
Yes, sir.
on Monday night, and you got to try to get back on the horse. So why don't
What are
we
you
take
talking? We
So,
were.
we got to talk about what his bets from the weekend.
Oh, this.
So-
that Alabama. game.
So that's why I'm saying we'll take a quick trip up to our friends at Hollow Casino Charlestown Races. Hey!
West Virginia.
Hey, great first job.
Good
right
job.
There we go.
Zach, you have a Bolly's bet for this evening, but do you want to get anything else off your chest?
I should have been 3-0 on my bets of the weekend, but Vanderbilt giving up a touchdown when they just Alabama just need to go down and kneel the clock out, and it would have been easy cash. Actually, funny enough, Rocco and I both would have hit if they would have just kicked the field goal like they could have, because it would have been at 12. I put him at 12.5. He took Bama 11.5. Would have hit, but for some reason they just let him trot in the end zone. So that was a tough one. But yeah, we're back tonight. We're going to keep the good vibes going with the throwback tonight we're going Travis Kelce. Taylor Swift just dropped an album. Travis Kelce.
Yes, she did.
Yes,
she did.
I love this.
So you're finding this is a Travis Kelce Cincinnati. This is him in college.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, if they worked with CMC, why can't it work with Travis Kelce?
I mean,
It's a good point.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right.
So here we go.
Over 42.5. They play the Jaguars. They are favored in this game on the road. They're trying to get to 3-2. And you're right. Travis Kelce recently engaged. Taylor drops a new album. If it comes in
It was
threes,
his 36th birthday.
It was his 36th birthday. So maybe
How about that?
Happy 43 yards to Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Zach.
And I think that I just feel like the Chiefs are going to be throwing tonight. I know, obviously, they've got Pacheco and Hunt. Yeah.
Well, their rush game sucks.
Yeah. So I feel like, and then we don't know what's happening with Xavier Worthy.
Yeah.
I just feel like this is one of those games Travis Kelce gets going. It just feels like prime time Travis Kelce.
What would happen if the Chiefs lost to the Jags tonight?
Well, the Jags would be 4-1.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's like that would be some shit.
I mean, the Jags, I'm just saying,
They're looking
man,
good.
They're looking good. Their defense looking good.
Yeah. The Chiefs can't be one-dimensional in this game, but they're a one-dimensional team.
I just think they're going to – they're just – I think I could see the Jags winning.
I can see them winning only because of the way that they played against the Giants. Just take the Ravens out of it because we know what they are right now.
But they still
– the way they played the Giants.
So the bottom line is, do you like their uniforms? What can I say?
Is that how you're picking? So which uniforms do you like better?
That's how it rolls.
Okay.
Well, the Jags have way better
looking uniforms.
Jacksonville has way better uniforms.
So your selection is?
So, well, I don't know. I got to agree with Brad on this one. I mean, the Jags uniforms are better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, hands down. We're talking about tonight.
Yeah.
Just talking about tonight. Because if you want me to go around the whole field, we'll
we'd
do
be
that
here all
another
night.
time.
We'd be
here all night. But no, the Jags have a better uniform, so I'm going with them.
Jacksonville, Duval. All right, so the Jags, that's the pick. So lock it in. That's the Llama Mama pick. And Zach, Travis Kelce over 42.5 yards is the pick. We appreciate our friends up at Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races. We'll be back up there roughly in December to be determined on a date. And as always, too, for ESPN Bet, the deal that they had rocking was $10 that you put down. You get $100 in bonus bets.
There you go.
And you know what? That's all I got for you. But we appreciate our friends up at Charlestown Races at Hollywood Casino in
West Virginia.
Right there. We're knocked in.
She's a natural.
We're locked in.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Last thing to close out the show. Football's done. Foosball's done. We think we hit our quotas, right?
Yep.
Hit our quotas.
Baker Mayfield also, by the way, is the MVP right now.
I agree with Baker. And I think maybe on Thursday, previewing that we're at the quarter mark, or actually technically after this week, we'll be a third of the way.
Yeah.
So maybe we do a third of the way.
A third?
Yeah.
And Baker's been cooking, man. I'm not going to give away my hand, but Baker Mayfield down there.
Yep.
And also, Rob Gronkowski might have to learn how to pronounce Emeka Egbuka's name.
That was tough.
By the time it's all said and
tough for
done,
the program
because he might be Rookie of the Year.
No, he needs to just make up a nickname. For
Yes.
him. I think he just needs a nickname for him and just go with
like
that.
E squared
Yeah, he's got to go with
or anything
something.
else.
I think it's a safer bet if he goes with that.
It was tough.
Yeah.
It was tough, but
I get that though. It's sometimes some names are really hard to pronounce, so it'd be kind of fun if you made up like a fun name for him.
I do wish if you had a chance to have met Kevin before not knowing Kevin's last name of Ostriker and you having to read that, like of what you would say that is, because that's one right there.
That's one. Yeah.
I know Kevin saw himself out today.
Yeah. Well, I
forgot he was back there.
I didn't even realize. You know what? He's been running around.
I know.
He's been running around. It's been a fun time for him. But last thing is on the docket, playoff baseball. Mom, playoffs are happening in baseball.
Yes, I know. And go ahead. And I'll add my 2 cents.
The Blue Jays put the Yankees on the brink of elimination, where they were doing everything. And also, it was the first time in MLB postseason history that pitchers, there's been two instances where pitchers had swing and misses of 10 or more on one specific pitch. And it happened on consecutive games. Kevin Gausman, who started for the Blue Jays in game 2, I forget. Gausman and Yesevich are the 2 pitchers that had 10 swing and misses on one specific pitch against the New York Yankees. They win the closer game where the Blue Jays were still in control, and then it was all Blue Jays in game 2 as they're up 2-0. Dodgers and Phillies, that has been an entertaining series so far. The Mariners strike back and beat Scoobel in game 2 to make it 1-1. Also tough for Mariners fans then too, because the Seahawks played earlier that day, lost on a walk-off field goal. Then they go to that game where they feel, I saw they won that game, so it was good. They lost the game before. They beat Scoobel. I'm getting my things matched up. Mariners are forced into a 1-1 series going to Detroit. What's the other series I'm missing right now?
Philly and
Dodgers 1-1.
Yep.
Brewers and Cubs.
Brujas.
Yeah.
Brew Crew.
The Brew Crew, man. So Blake Perkins, center fielder, was my roommate with the Nats.
Home of the Kringles.
That's right. Have you had a Kringle?
I have not.
So that's like a Midwestern delicacy.
It's a Danish Kringle with a K.
Oh, like a donut.
But it's bigger like this, and they're flat, and they're filled with all kinds of yummy fruit or whatever and anything. But I was introduced to that many moons ago in Milwaukee, and to this day, still order them for Christmas. So thank you.
How about that?
Whoever dropped them off at the hotel that day.
Amazing.
To say you should try these. So thank you.
Love it.
They're amazing. The Brew Crew won the first game in the series 9-3. They play tonight to try to go up 2-0 on the Cubbies. I mean,
Kieran just says, I guess his lady just said the Mariners strike back.
Ooh.
Yeah. So the Mariners, it's 1-1 right now because that was the thing. They beat Scoobel on the mound in game 2.
And they won their first home game for the first time in 24 years.
Yeah.
In
First
Seattle?
home playoff.
In Seattle. They hadn't won a division title, since 2001.
Yeah.
I like Seattle. I do. I like Seattle. Love the city. Love the stadium.
I will say that I think the Blue Jays are a wagon. I don't know if anybody can stop them the way that they're playing right now.
I didn't expect them to come out that hot. I still think the American League is wide open.
For sure.
I think,
but Vlad Guerrero Jr. is his OPS is 2.464 after that grand slam yesterday.
Wow.
6 for 9 in the series.
Yep.
And the bonus for Toronto is they have the cleanest stadium. Just saying.
Well, that is true.
We're gonna have to do a stadium rankings with Kelly throughout the years here.
Yeah.
And a lot of the players, when they say one of their favorite spot, and Dean Kramer.
Yeah.
You saw Dino yesterday.
Yeah.
Was it Toronto?
It's Toronto.
Yeah.
Dean says the guys love to go play in
It's
Toronto.
the cleanest city I've ever been.
It is. Hands down.
There's not one shred of trash
Hands down.
anywhere.
Cleanest stadium.
Yeah.
Hands down.
But the city in general, Toronto.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, it is.
That's nice. What's not nice, and we'll say a prayer for our friend Ariel Epstein, Yankees fan.
Yep.
Yanks are down 2-0 going home to try to stave off elimination. Right now, the Phillies and the Dodgers are playing game 2. I'm sorry. The Dodgers are up 1-0 in the series that just started, and the Phillies are trying to even the series up because they're down 2-0 going out to L.A. I think still the Dodgers are the team to beat in the National League.
Without
the
question.
Dodgers are the team to beat in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
They might be, but I'm rooting for the Phillies. My family's,
The family's got Philly connection.
my parents were born in Philly. I was born in Jersey, South Jersey. And
I can't believe you don't have the accent anymore.
I know. Yeah, where'd that go?
I left when I was 4 to move to California.
There was a lot of sarcasm in that.
And then then moved to Baltimore. So
Hey,
don't
don't
have-
get mad at me. Well, I just was saying.
I don't have
you know?
any of those accents, but
Oh no, the jersey's still very much there.
is it there?
Josie. Oh, it's there.
Is the Josie there?
It's there.
Yeah. But so anyway, no. So I just feel like with Philly, it's got to be, the pretzels. Come on, and my parents, my family. Yeah.
I do appreciate some good pretzels, and they do make some great ones over there. Right now, though, the Dodgers, they win tonight. I think they're going to take this series pretty handily. That's a tough draw for the Phillies in their first matchup.
Yep.
I think the Brew Crew and the Cubs. Hey, look, I think the Brew Crew, they've been the best team in baseball all year. They aren't the favorites because of what the Dodgers are doing. But yeah, the Blue Jays. Man, it's been impressive what they've done in 2 games, but can you finish it out, or do you give the Yankees hope? Postseason baseball, anything goes, but it gets magnified when you don't come up big. The Blue Jays feel kind of like how the Phillies did a few years ago, where their stars and big players had the big hits. That's kind of how it feels like right now.
And I don't think it should be lost that they're doing this without Bo Bichette.
I was going to say the Blue Jays right now, to me, feel like the Rangers a couple of years back.
They were just the offense.
The hottest team in baseball right now is the Blue Jays.
They're humming.
Yeah.
They're humming. So the Blue Jays and Yankees were both tied for the division. The last 3 games of the season, the Yankees swept the Orioles. Good times. And then the Blue Jays swept the Rays in order to keep that division title. Not just win the division, they got the number 1 seed.
Yeah. They're just a buzzsaw right now.
They've been
the same buzz. That's what I'm saying. It just reminds me exactly like the Rangers did. 2 years ago, and it like where they just seem like an unbeatable team right now.
And yet, and Yesevich, the starting pitcher in Game 2, not only did he have the swing and misses that I mentioned, he had a no hitter.
Right?
They're like, you know what? Great job. You're done.
Yeah.
11 Ks, 1 walk, no hits.
Yep.
And the Yankees then they put up 5 in the 7th to try to make this close, but by that time it was already, if I do my math correctly, it was 13-2.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, it's for your audience.
Oh,
hey, there we go.
How does everybody feel about how they do all of these playoffs?
Like
how long everything takes. Meaning, you have the wild card, and then you've got the next one. I mean, by the time you get to the World Series, it's what, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious from people what they think about that.
I'm cool with the baseball side. I think the one that's the marathon for me is NBA and hockey.
Yeah.
Well,
But
hockey, but just back to baseball for a second.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That I mean, there's something to be said that you're playing 162 games. Let's not forget that. To get to be the winner of whatever division you're in, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, then you go through, the wild card business and the next stage, and the next, I don't know. I'm on the fence with.
So you're saying the regular season should matter a little bit more.
I do.
and
yes,
less.
I think 162 games counts.
That's so I will say I want to go back and maybe look at who has been the number 1 team in baseball or in their in their league that's won it. When the Rangers won, they were not.
No.
They wild card team.
Yeah. Yep.
The Dodgers last year were not the number 1 seed in the National League.
No, it was it the
What's Padres?
No, it was the Phillies.
Phillies, that's right.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was whoever won that.
It was the Phillies. I think I have to go back to the Astros. I think the Astros were the number 1 team, 5 years ago, and won.
But I also do agree over the past, at this point, I mean, we didn't even have a wild card round 10, 12 years ago. And now it's gone to, now it went from 1 wild card. Now there's 2 wild cards. Now there's 3 wild cards, and they just are adding more and more rounds. I do understand that.
That's my point. That especially in my day going back, but it's what happened to the meaning of 162 games, because that is significant.
And then
I know why they keep adding all of this stuff, and I'm just going to say it because
for business.
It's media revenue. It's right. It's the big buckaroos, but I think it takes away from it a little bit. I do. And I'm talking about baseball in particular, that I think 162 games means something.
I think it also, when it's not a best of 7 series as well, because
right,
a 1 3-game skid and you're done.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why I hated
exactly.
the 1-game wild card playoff was always dumb to me.
Right.
Yeah. Well, the bigger part is they wanted to put an emphasis on winning your division.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
But in this case, if you win your division, you're not guaranteed a
Doesn't
bye.
That's right.
And
Doesn't
it's a
mean
best of 3 series. So right now, it's just the incentive is get in the postseason.
And then we've also seen the other side of, okay, you win your division, you get a bye, and then how many teams have gotten a bye, had to sit around for 5-6 days, and then this hot team that just came and
Exactly.
won their wild card matchup comes in and puts it to them. We've seen that as well, where you're like, dang,
perfectly said, Zach.
okay, here we go. Now it feels like now we've seen, this year, obviously the Blue Jays weren't impacted by that, but the Orioles 2 years ago, it felt like they came out and it was just like, okay, we're trying to restart and get that going again.
Yeah. It's interesting when you look back at all of it, but that's where it's going. It's where the sport's going to continue to go. How do you get more teams? How do you get more ideas? But I do think 162 is a sample size. It's not like for football where there's 16 games and you go on the road. If you win the head-to-head and you go on the road and you earn the right to have a home game, one game playoff there, and you move on to the next round makes sense. In baseball, your sample size is you played 162 games.
That is a lot of mental, just focused in for 162 games. I mean, the significance of that is tremendous. I just don't.
The best team doesn't usually. The hottest team usually wins, not the best team.
Yeah, which
overall.
doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Well,
No, it doesn't seem fair. Is what I should say.
Well, then some people could say they can't handle the big moment. But
Aaron Judge.
I don't know. I think 162 games is a pretty big moment. That's a long freaking moment.
It is. But you sweating with rain, even though I know your policy on rain delays now.
5% chance of rain. I'm going to say it. I'm just going to say it live here. 5% chance of rain. Not going.
I think she's earned the right for that.
I'm not even thinking about it. 5% chance of rain.
There's one cloud in the sky.
It's a cloud in the sky. 5% chance of rain. I'm going to a movie. I'm going to a bar. I'm having a drink. Going out to dinner.
You've earned the right for that. You've earned the right for that one.
Absolutely 100% not joking.
Oh,
I know.
I am not joking.
Nobody's doubting that.
I was going to say, I don't doubt it.
There's no doubt or disbelief with that comment.
And your games, oh my gosh, and the rain delays and sitting in the.
We should, while we're on this kind of similar topic, we should talk about the extra innings. Like, what's your thing about the extra innings rules now with putting a runner on and all of that?
Do you think do you like it that it speeds up?
The only reason I ask is because Ryan and we talked about this after the All-Star game that the swing off is highly entertaining.
See, I would go with that. If I would, putting the guy on second, I don't particularly. First off, I don't like any of that. Either one of the rules of whether it's a home run hitting or a hitting contest or it's putting the guy on second base. All right, I don't like either one of them. But if I had to choose which one, I would go with the hitting. Like if you were only allowed to choose those two, I'd go with the hitting. I've been at 2 games in my lifetime, big league games, that ended in ties, 17 innings. Okay, 17 was the All-Star game in Milwaukee.
It was right. It was right after
2002.
That was funny.
He was the commissioner. Pouring down rain off and on. We're sitting next to Ray Liotta. He threw out the first pitch or something, and he's sitting next to me, and he's like, "Are they going to have this game go on?" Till whenever. And I said, yeah, that's what's going to happen. It's exactly what's going to happen.
They should have kept the All-Star game going all night.
But then Bud Selig, at 17 and, ended it. And the other one was when your father played his last game in Yankee Stadium.
Oh yeah.
And that whole evening, and we'll do that another time. Because it was really something to talk about, just because the whole Luke Gehrig and Cal and all that stuff. But it rained. There must have been, I don't know how many rain delays, 3.
Well, now we're talking about the final year.
But then it went, this is a final year I'm talking about.
And it's also coming after 9/11 too in New York.
We'll talk, that's worth definitely a nice longer time for that. It deserves it. But that ended in a tie. That game did not, and that was 16, 17 innings.
Good times.
Oh my gosh. rain delays on top of 17 innings
Yeah, what's that?
is when I came up with
game?
it's going to 5% chance rain. That's not happening.
So you know, like all
It's
those
not gonna
memes,
happen.
all those memes now where it's someone just staring blankly, or like they
Yeah.
recognize it's like this, and then it's like your eyes are opening wide. It's like my mom's memories of
Yeah.
every rain delay. Oh, rain delay, rain delay. We're gonna be in a rain delay. It's like, you know what? I'm done.
Especially if you have guests at these games, and in that particular one, the one in Yankee Stadium, your father's last game there, that was I had like 150 guests spread out through the stadium. So I had to run around, to all of them and just to say, everybody okay? Can I get you some popcorn? How about, and I mean, we had we were given one box, but on top of that, it wasn't going to hold everybody, right? So we were shifting people around, or I was shifting people around and moving. I thought this, again, people asking me,
Well, so
are
I
they
feel-
going to play all night long?
I was going to say, I feel like you're making the argument for the shorter.
Yeah, 100%.
She would like. She would. I think
100%, Brad.
she would like the shorter games, but the problem, like the rules of putting the runner at second base, and we've talked about this in the past, it speeds up and it saves. The reason was to speed up the process and then really just like save your arms.
Yeah.
Like, that was the big part.
Yeah.
Mhm.
However, I'd argue, you do have a lot of arms in the minor leagues, but now because arm injuries are at such a high because of where the sport's gone, like then you just don't want to limit what your resources are. But then that's also going like, well, part of the skill with these teams was depth. Like you got to have enough depth. You got to be able to battle through it. So I think
You don't like the hit off?
well, the hit off, this is one thing. I think it is so entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
I can't do that every game.
But I will say,
Well, it wouldn't be every game. It
but-
would be any game that ended in a tie
No, but I still think you'd have to go like 15 innings or 14 innings before
that
do it.
happens.
Yeah.
Almost like a sudden death over time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of
I see
guys,
that.
there's a lot of players I like to call that are 5 o'clock
Yeah.
hitters.
When there are more
Nick Moore is one of them.
Yes.
when
yeah.
there are more players on the field than in the stands, we just go to a swing off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So,
how,
so Nick
That's
Moore.
a good rule. I like that, Zach. That's
when the
actually
uns look around and there are
that's
just
an
way more
excellent-
empty seats than there should be.
excellent rule.
Okay, we're rolling this.
I'm with you on that.
So
Yep.
because guys, it's so much. There are certain guys that can put a ball to places throughout the yard that you can only imagine.
Yeah.
But they can't hit big league pitching or the guys that are on the bump. Like I have so many of those guys that I know that I'm like, dude, you are a physical freak. You can hit the ball 100 feet further than me, but you can't hit a curveball, or you can't get out of a situation, or you can hit a fastball inside.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part where I'd go with. Now they're in the big leagues. You go, well, everyone can hit that way. It's like, well, no, like they can't. Like there's bench players, there's guys that are up there because they have a lot of potential, but they don't put it together.
Right.
It's a whole bigger conversation.
Also, I'm not dumb. They were getting rid of the runner on second, and then suddenly, like over the offseason, they were just like, yeah, actually, we're gonna keep that. Because I remember like 2 years ago, they were like, it was a big thing of like, because they don't do it in the playoffs, like the final game was like, oh, this is the last time we'll ever see the runner on second base to start extras. And then like we got to the season the next year, like right before spring training, Manfred was like, now we're actually going to keep that. And everyone's like, okay, I guess we're just making this
Does
big
it
decision.
actually save time?
Oh yeah. I think it does.
I mean, I think
we're not
on
seeing
like
average,
significant-
I
like
would
it's
say
like a
on
significant amount of
average,
time?
like I would think it has to, but at the same time, like,
Yeah.
if you think about a lot of teams, I feel like we see both teams score 1 run, then both teams score 0 runs.
Well, so
then-
on
Yeah, that's
average,
true. Yeah.
the statistics have gone all the way back to the 90s as far as game length this past season and the season prior.
oh, I think that's big pitch clock though, but
It's been a combination of things.
yeah. I would love to know the average extra inning. Actually, I wonder if that's a thing you can look up. How long is an extra, like just the extra innings? Because it's got on average, I say, it has to save probably like 10, 15 minutes at,
Well, I think the bigger part is getting that first. It's the strategy of putting a guy on second base. Do you go for the win?
Right.
Do whatever you do. And when you don't have that ghost runner on, it's trying to get that runner over.
Yep.
Right. So it creates a quicker reaction time when there's someone always starting at second base. So I feel like there's less games that go 15 innings than there used to be.
Oh yeah,
right. Like there were games that go 18 innings, and you'd be like, oh wow. But I think the longest game I can remember is like 13, maybe.
In recent memory, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember since they've changed this rule of what the longest game is.
I mean, shoot, man. I remember when I was probably like late high school, was the Orioles Mariners game that went to 4 a.m.
Yeah,
that's probably 18, 19 innings.
Yeah, Ash, longest MLB game last 5 years was 18 innings in 2022. Wait, October 15th was this? Oh yeah, so it was the divisional leagues. Yeah. So there wasn't.
There wasn't.
All of a sudden, I saw the date and I was like, "Oh, I remember this."
It was a playoff game, so they had to do it. They had to. There's no ghost runner in the playoffs.
Okay.
Playoffs. You know what though? At the time when Mom was when she was making sure all those guests were good though at Yankee Stadium, I was somewhere eating a skinless hot dog. So, and we can save that.
We'll save that one.
Oh,
we'll save that one.
That was a perfect way to do it.
That was a good way to do it.
Oh, yeah, those
Good days, and
good
man.
times.
Well, Mom, hey, your
Uh,
debut's in the books. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you all
Yeah.
for having me, and for
Yeah.
all of you out there, thank you for watching the Ryan Ripken Show. I appreciate it. As a mom, giving the plug.
Oh, you're
Give
the
her the
best.
plug. Monday,
the
Thursday,
best.
Sunday, right here, and Rip After Dark, maybe on Tuesdays.
Yes,
Hey.
send
Wednesdays.
those questions,
go.
and we'll answer them.
We'll answer some of them, maybe not all of
We
them.
didn't say honestly. I just said I'd answer them. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Do we? All right. You hit the music? Do I cue it? Let's get on out of here.
Yeah.
Oh goodness gracious!
Here, let's hit the music.
The music's
Here,
on.
Rice.
I gotta close the show out here, Mom.
We're doing our little
Dance. Do a little dance. No.
Not that one.
Oh gosh. You know what? Hey, for everyone here at the Ryan Ripken Show. Wrong choice of song here. Have a day. Have a night. We appreciate and love each and every one of you, and we'll be back to talk about whatever's going on in life. And goodbye.
Yeah.
See you on Thursday.
Ba-da-bum.
Oh.